Go. You're alive.
Everyone, good evening and welcome to this second quarterfinal match between the Protectors of Yggdrasil and the Weiner Brigade. We had the first match earlier on this week, in fact last week now, and this time we are seeing who's going to be facing King Kai's in the semi-final match of the Glorious Smite League Lower Division. I'm Ginger Archer and I'm joined tonight by Morton as my co-caster and Printers, who is on the job of doing the spectating. How are we?
I'm looking forward to the game, mate. I think it's going to be a really good game, actually. Weiner Brigade's picking up some new players, some really, really strong players. I think we're going to see a totally different Weiner Brigade's team tonight, and I think it might shock some people, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Now, two of the bands coming out already. We've got Bakasura, Thoth, Kali, AMC, and Jingwei. I like the Kali and the Bakasura. I like the Jingwei, AMC, and Thoth. I don't think are quite what we call ban-worthy at the moment. Very easy to shut down, especially the AMC with, Nemesis and Mercury open. You just kind of run at him.
You have three banned words.
I don't mind the... I completely agree. I don't think Thoth's worth banning. I think that the first pick Baron is what you should be looking at banning, really, in the first three picks. AMC, again, potential hyper carry, but like you said, easy to shut down. Protectors of Yggdrasil picking up Baron Samdi. He's such a strong god right now. The only problem that I see is that if he gets put, I mean, obviously it's a flex pick, right? Support or solo generally. If he gets moved to that solo lane, it's going to be really easy if the Weiner Brigades draft right and figure out their game plan to essentially just camp him early. He really wants to get to level 20, get his Boomba's hammer, and then just start spamming abilities for his team. If you can prevent him from getting to that stage, you should have yourself a fairly easy game.
Yeah, and the Mercury coming out as well as the Baba Yaga for the Weiner Brigade. I do think that is going to be Baron Samedi's solo lane. I think we saw it being played the other week, and I got a feeling that Threadus will be running that into the solo lane again here. They did in the final week of the matches, and I very likely see it going there again. I don't know if Dons has a Baron Samedi. I've not seen him play it before. Obviously the flex pick potential is there, but I most likely see that going to the solo laner.
I really like this Mercury and Baba Yaga pick. Mercury's obviously one of the strongest junglers in the game right now. The only problem that I see here, though, is that the Nemesis is still available. Nemesis kind of can dunk on Mercury. It's quite a bad fight for Mercury, but if you can, obviously he's immune to her slows and stuff like that, but it's the shield. Once his dash is down, and obviously the auto trade on her passive, stealing your power and giving it to herself and blah blah blah, it does make it hard for a Mercury to find a Nemesis.
Agreed.
So
and even and outside of the 1v1 as well, Baba Yaga, like if she ults, she's probably going to be going the Warlock Sash this game. I mean, Nemesis just takes that health away easily.
Exactly. They got no way to get rid of that shield at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Although they may not have any picks, as apparently the support on the side of Protectors of Yggdrasil has DC'd.
Oof. Okay, well I guess we come back to it then. What do we do? Do we take a pause or do we sit here and shit talk for a little bit?
Sit here and shit talk, absolutely.
Yeah, we're shit talk, okay.
So
I think that for Protectors of Yggdrasil, I think right here they're well within their rights to just slam lock a Nemesis. And they can expect to have a really good game on the Nemesis just off of that.
What I am finding interesting, so I'm looking at the teams here. This is a case of, I'm looking at which team is able to rotate positions around the most. We've seen Alyssa play in support, ADC, mid, and jungle so far this season. Whereas for the Weiner Brigade, we've seen Lagasaurus in support, in the jungle, and now in the carry role, as well as having new players in. I'm wondering if in Game 1 and Game 2 we're just going to see completely different lineups of everyone all over the place. Because there's so much rotation between these two teams.
Yeah, I think that with, obviously, if you don't know, Big Joe, aka Fat Joe, as I like to call him, and I will be calling that from the rest of the stream onwards. I'm allowed to say that because he is my brother. He's now taking the captainship of this team, and he's brought in some new players. So what we're seeing now should be the players in what will be their main positions going forward. So Lockie will be the solo laner. It's a huge pickup, and Yoda, as we've seen in the prospect games, is a jungler, and he's really
his early aggression is good.
Massive, yeah, huge early aggression. The only thing I don't like about his gameplay is he doesn't farm very well. I saw him in the prospect games. He was like 6-0, but he had a level deficit on the enemy jungler that was like 1-0, right? And farm wins games, as we know.
Absolutely.
It's always,
especially at the moment.
Exactly. So I would like to see him be able to, just adjust that balance, that gank/farm balance, just a little bit more in favour of the farm. Now that he is actually on a team, and if he does that, then really puts a lot of emphasis on trying to get these mid neutrals, the enemy Scorpion, Oracles, we should see him really blow up in these games.
Yeah, and I think the key thing that you've just pointed out there is the fact that he's now on this team. I think the prospect games are very much a case of where you're trying to show yourself off and you're trying to, get yourself big, get your good numbers in, whereas now we're in a team where they're in a competitive situation. Are they going to have more of a game plan where, they're looking more objectively and it's not just the kills we're now trying to punish? He was getting the kills yesterday and wasn't using them at all. He wasn't really farming. I'm not sure what was going on for him to fall behind because he just felt stagnant. His mid-game play was very, very poor. It's going to be interesting to see if he can sort of transition that now he's in a more coordinated environment.
Yeah, I would hope so. What I do know is that Fat Joe is going to be somewhat mainly the main shot caller for this team now, and it's a role that's kind of new to him. He's never done it before, but he has been he's an experienced player. He's played with me a lot, so he's probably picked up some bits and bobs. So I think as long as he is comfortable and confident in telling him what to do, what he wants his team to do, where he wants them to be, things like that, then there's no reason for him not to listen. So hopefully, I would expect him to sort of drift more towards that style of play.
Now, experience isn't everything, as I myself am an experienced player, and yet I have made many throwing calls so far in this league. In fact, almost every time that you've seen Spaced Out throw a lead, it's been me. So experience isn't everything.
Oh, that's true. But one thing that I stress to my team is that, I'll say this before, I'll say it again, I have led my team to suicide missions into the enemy red buff plenty of times, and I've done this in league games as well. But it is still better that 5 players follow one bad call than 3 players to follow a bad call and 2 players to sort of go, no, that's a bad call, I'm not following. And the reason is sometimes those bad calls work just purely down to the fact that the enemy team makes their own mistake. So it is better to 5 people to make one call than so.
Oh, absolutely. Right, it looks like we're finally back into it. The Pele being hovered. Now, I've seen a lot of Pele solo recently, and that has been incredibly strong. I've not seen it not pop off so far. The just multi-life steal builds with Eye of the Jungle, you just become an absolute monster where you heal so much. You can take 2 people out of the game if it's 2 squishies, and the Geb alongside it. So now we're seeing definitely not Baron solo. Baron support even, still the flex between the solo and the mid lane. I'd almost expect to see it mid and the Pele go solo.
So, Pele, the thing with Pele is that, she's one of these heavy, like she relies on staying alive by using her lifesteal. The thing with Pele in this meta is that this meta seems to be in favour of gods that can overkill their targets, right? So someone that does just so much damage. He's either consistent auto attack damage or someone that does such an incredible amount of damage that you could kill him 2 times over. That's Pele, and I think Pele is good in this meta. Her clear's not going to be as good as Mercury's once he gets Golden Blade online. There's just but she can make up with it in her rotation speed between the camps, so it might sort of balance itself out. I don't know the exact. I still think Mercury might be quicker, but yeah, I think Pele's a really good pick. I'm not sure whether I like it into Merc, honestly, maybe it's a decent matchup, but I would expect Mercury to pick up a Shadow Steel Shuriken somewhere in his build, and he should be able to do something against her. He should be able to fight her, you know.
Now, I'm looking at the bans here. Obviously, Weiner Brigade picked up Apollo, banning out the Chernobog so they can't follow. On the other side, the Protectors of Yggdrasil, they've got their support and they've banned out the Athena. Now, I'm in favour of this because that just prevents Weiner Brigade from having an incredible amount of global presence. They've already got the Mercury and the Apollo with global to semi-global ults. Just nullifying that third role of having it is really important, and actually picking up the Ho Yi encounter, Ho Yi Geb, two characters that really counter crit quite nicely. Now, it doesn't matter if a Mercury ults you and crits you for 1,000, but a sustained fight, you can only get a crit once every 3 seconds, I believe. That's a big window where he can outbox someone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if I get stuck in ADC and there's a Merc locked in, I also go for Hu Yi. You do win that fight. The thing that I'm actually more scared about is if I was the Yggdrasil and I'm looking down the barrel of this Ymir, because you know, one Ymir wall just totally screws Baron, right? Pele, Geb to some extent is not getting away. This Ymir pick, I think, is big brain. If their support can play this right, not feed, not get caught out, this should be a really, really good pick. If you can time that ult right for the Pele ultimate, her game's over. She's got no initiation. Same
Not
with
even
Baron.
that. Also thinking the wall, to be honest, like you can wall off, you can block off a Baron's ult, you can block off a Pele's ult. To some extent, a Geb, if you wall it off, you can block off any sort of follow-up whatsoever. I'd be tempted, like if I'm this Ymir here, I'm looking at maxing my freeze and then the wall second. And just having the single point in the ult. Like
Without a doubt.
There's so much utility it brings. Now the Merlin is a nice counter to that with his cross the wall damage. But I think this Ymir, the way that this gets piloted could almost decide the game.
I think so. I mean, even I know the Merlin's got a dash, but the you know, you take the blink initiation on Ymir, and Ymir can still somewhat run him down, because the flicker really isn't that, you know, that great in terms of its distance and the wall that he can put up. It depends really whether Merlin dashes too early. You know, that one will come down to sort of how they choose that they play their engagements. That I think this Ymir is going to be the essentially the catalyst for Weiner Brigade's ability to just run through this game in the late game team fights. If he plays that well, there's no doubt in my mind that they should win this game.
Absolutely. And honestly, alongside that, Ymir Apollo is one of the strongest early lane combinations going. It's been there since the early days, but I mean, this is oppressive, this combination. I've seen it absolutely slam like Isan armies with other things, because it just does so much damage. Like, regardless of the clear, the fact that Ymir applies his passive, which reduces minion damage, he can just run at you. He can reduce your damage as well. There's nothing stopping him from engaging and letting his carry just free clear that way, even free poke.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the one thing that I did really like actually is they picked up the Apollo and they banned the Chernobog, right? I think that's really smart. That's just a you know, a bread and butter decision. You know that the only person really that can match your rotation as an Apollo is a Chernobog. So playing one and getting rid of the other is always a good idea.
Yeah, most definitely. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the Cucullin pick. I get it's got the anti-heal built in, which is nice against the Baron, but I'm wondering if that's actually the reason that they've picked it, or just that they're going to try and bully, because honestly here, I'm not a fan. I don't think the Cucullin does much this game. I don't think it's going to be able to have much of an impact.
The thing about Cucullin is I do somewhat agree with what you're saying, for sure. If the thing with Cucullin has it been picked to outpressure this Baron possibly? Because the one thing to remember is now that a million ways are tankier, Cucullin gets, you know, rage more often, more rage stacks from each wave. So I think there's potential with him to bully out the Barons. So if that's the game plan, then I kind of like it. But I think his late game, he sort of will drop off quite a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know how effective that is. I mean, we look at the amount of potions the Baron's got for starters in comparison with Cullen, plus the amount of healing he's going to get from his 2. If he does any back camps or side camps, he's going to regen from that Bumbers. I honestly think the Baron just outpokes the Cullen as long as he positions it well. Like, the Cullen can only dash against one ability. And as a Baron, you know, that one is pretty free poke, and then you're nullifying the attack speed and the damage coming out. I don't think it is a strong pick at the moment. I do not like this Cullen pick. I think that could potentially be a downfall for Weiner Brigade, because if this doesn't transition well, they're going to be fighting almost a 4 against 5 late game.
Yeah, yeah, for sure the late game will definitely be an issue for him. I think, fortunately for him, he will have that blue buff to give him some extra health sustain, right? And theoretically speaking, Baron shouldn't be able to ever land a heal, 2 on him. He shouldn't theoretically ever be able to land that on him. And if he does, you'd hope he's anti-healed, right? So laning phase should be okay. Late game team fight, it depends. Is Cucullin walking out as a fed solo lane monster in the mid game and making huge plays in mid, or is he going to sit in AFK farm and lose any sort of potential win condition that he may have?
Yeah. Now, what I don't like is the supports in this game got the hog. I don't see it as necessary at the moment. The impact that it has for that early clear, camps only have 400 health anyway. You get to lane regardless on time. I don't think it's worth buying. On the other side, Alyssa opting not into it, and we can see how much he's been poked out already in this lane. When you're doing that free camp start as a jungler, I think you always want that hog just for the back camps. They're that little bit tankier when you get there, and it means you don't lose the minions. But
100% you want that hog for jungler, absolutely, yeah. Agree with you, though, supports do not need it at the moment. It's a waste of gold, honestly.
Yeah. Now, the other interesting thing here, I'm just looking at Alyssa's build. What is she pathing into? Is she going for a Golden Blade on Pele?
I would hope not. Honestly,
I'm just trying to think what else this could be.
I don't know, honestly. Stone cutting, maybe?
That's the only thing I can think of. If this isn't early serrated, it's so inefficient, that item doesn't give you enough power. I know it gives you the pen, but the power's just not relevant, I think.
I think that's, if it's going to be anything that somewhat makes sense, it's going to be a stone cutting.
It has
for
to
the,
be
for the ult and protections from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be. You don't need a Golden Blade on Pele. The 3 is your AoE, right? Your little buff, so.
Yeah.
One thing that did surprise me is I expected Merlin and Pele to have more early lane mid pressure than what they do. And we saw them come out, lose lane pressure, it might be because of their start, and they've lost oracles from it. And I didn't expect that. You know, Baba Yaga on Merlin, like notoriously low pressure early game, right? Merlin and Pele, notoriously higher pressure. So, yeah,
it is that difference in the hog. It's that difference in the hog. You know, that's extra time it takes to get there. That's a minion dead. Which at the moment is quite a big difference.
It's made a big difference. We should see, you know, well, there will be an XP lead here for the side of the Weiner Brigades. Maybe they can leverage it by hitting 5 first, trying to force a fight. I'd like to see so.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
One thing that has come out, there's a slight lead on the side of the duo lane for Weiner Brigade, but they've not forced that many potions. I feel like they could have afforded to have been more aggressive this game. You can see the Geb's still got all of his. The Hoyi's down to just the Baron's Bruise, but honestly, he isn't doing too bad for health where he's in dire needs. Like, Frenzy's available. I just feel like if they've not pressured maybe as much as they could. They've stripped the jungle, which is good. They've got good camp control. But nothing more. And as we see here, like the Cullen, it's just going as I expected.
Rotation over to the duo lane as well here. Looks like there's a fight about to break out.
Yeah,
I don't think anything will come of it, honestly.
No,
it's a
counter
bit early.
rotation. Yeah.
So going back to what you said, yeah, I agree. Oh, this is bad.
Oh, this is the Cullen's used the dash.
Bad.
And actually, Threadus getting the solo kill. Locky had aggro because of this. Cullen being in his enraged stance. That too, immediately giving him tower aggro. Not able to get out of range of the dash, and Threadus picking up the solo kill for first blood. This is what I mean. The Cullen just
It's actually huge.
I didn't think it was the pick, and I maintain that.
I mean, he didn't use his speeds either. So
no, he's got them available. Why would I can't
why would
understand
you not
doing.
use your beads? That's crazy to me. Like, I don't feel like there's a world in which you should have been dragged under the tower there.
No, as soon as he trembled, he should have just walked away. He wasn't going to have kill pressure. There was nothing up for him to steal. By moving up to the tower, he just gave his life away.
And that's a shame, man. That's really quite poor on the behalf of Cullen. Honestly, it's poor play.
Yeah, all it's allowed.
It's clearly a bit of a matchup. Does he not know the matchup? It's like when you play against a Herc, you don't stand near his tower line, right? That's just you just don't do it. Yeah,
or a Sobek, either way. Mercury going for the the red buff invade here, not quite getting it, but he's maybe looking no. Although the flicker being used by Taka in mid. If that gets registered, I mean, the Mercury has ult, maybe he could have gone for it, but we can just see now how much pressure Fred has to just bully. Fredis has to bully Kukulkan. Kukulkan dashing in, having to use the tremble to escape. Fredis going for the pull again. And honestly, I don't blame him. He's got the pressure right now.
Yeah, I mean, he does become a free gank now for the Mercury. He's just hit level 5, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, he doesn't have beads at the moment. You really should be communicating for your Mercury to come and kill this Baron right now.
Yeah, Pele's not going to do anything about it because she's gone Golden Blade.
That's I don't like that.
No, that is a poor choice for me. Like if anything, your Pele just do the Transcendence Hydra's build. Like get that early power. Pele scales off that really nicely. There's no reason that's a bad idea.
Yeah, late game farming, Mary. If you're playing a sort of ability based assassin, just build trans first. You're gonna like the power.
Yeah, she can go from
really
that into the Serrated and a Bloodforge. Like she's got all the healing she wants, a load of power. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this Golden Blade pickup for the Pele. I just think that nullifies all the early pressure that god has.
That's the thing is, Pele is an out and out early game pick, and you've
got to get ahead on her to be relevant.
Exactly, you're playing against your kit. Really, it's a poor decision.
Yeah. Now the Ymir here is going for the milking of the Trebuchet. I would have liked him to have gone for the gank on duo, seeing how far up Blank was stood there on the Ho Yi. Not many Devo stacks. He's not actually that powerful right now. Could have made an early rotation, but now the Ymir actually getting caught out of position deep in the enemy jungle. He's not going to have support. Gabo and Pele ult coming in. Big freeze. Mercury ult counter. Pele does pick up the kill, and it's the second kill for Protectors of Yggdrasil. Going to Alyssa on the Pele. Blacksuki enemy jumps in with the Hui ult, but nothing more coming of it. Poor positioning.
It's poor. I mean, we knew if they can re-engage you, they should be able to pick up a victory because the Baba Yaga still does have ult. They've extended their whole kit on them already.
Yeah, Mercury getting the dash onto Blacksuki. I mean, Geb shield coming out a little bit off time, saving the beads and just walking out. The Baba Yaga onto Alyssa. So Pele movement speeds, and actually the Golden Blade given the speed to get out of that. And now we have Merlin coming into this. Baba Yaga dashes out, as does Lagosaurus on the Apollo. Nothing more coming of it, but
I think it's a poor decision to rotate there on the behalf of Weiner Brigades. Realistically, Ymir is at their totem. He doesn't just grab one or two, you know, as you would probably prefer.
Yeah.
He overstays. He knows they're going to rotate. That no one's going to let you get away with that for free. At that point, you just accept that he's gone. And you just farm elsewhere. You look for an invade, possibly. It's only your support at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Choosing to waste a Mercury roll, especially when Baron's free at the moment and with a lead. Using the Yaga roll when you could use it elsewhere. I think it's a poor decision. Just let him go. Farm what you can elsewhere. Yeah,
they push lead again. I think the Ymir play in general was a mistake. Should have just looked for the Ho Yi, force the beads out, get some pressure. On the other side, the other thing that the Ymir has done here is completely maxed out as Alyssa gets frozen. Good pick up, but nice shield. And actually, are they going to be able to turn this around? The Gebot coming through. This is what I mean by the Ymir wall's looking to block, but Yoda still going down to Alyssa. The Pele managing to just get past the Ymir wall. The idea was right. That is the sort of wall that they need to see to be able to protect this here. And that was a nice fleeting glimpse, but Protectors of Yggdrasil just putting a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, it's another poor decision. You're a Mercury. What do you expect to do into a Pele at this stage of the game? What do you really? How do you really expect that fight's going to go down? Baba Yaga's nowhere near you. She was low anyway. She's farming a wave. Why on earth would you? Why would you make that decision? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and now Protectors of Yggdrasil have pressure to look for the Gold Fury. And there is going to be some resistance. Are they going to stay on it or are they going to drop it? Baba Yaga comes through right now. Geb roll out. Are they going to be able to get the damage off? No. Here is where they need to be doing gold. Maybe looking at gold themselves.
Yeah, I think
so. Walking away, but I think it could have been the option, like.
100%. I think they should have gone for gold. I mean, one of the things that you don't see people doing enough is bouncing this Gold Fury. It's even more important now than it's ever been.
Absolutely.
As it stands right now, a 9-minute Gold Fury, you just have your mage and your ADC bounce it between each other whilst you support, and whoever else needs to, your jungle, just zone them out. They're low. But yeah, it's free. It's almost free.
Ep had no health. Hou had no mana. The only person who was able to come in there was the Merlin. And maybe the Pele. The Pele was relatively low on mana. She had 2 abilities available to her. I think they easily could have pressured, especially if Ymir had walked over with the fully upgraded Frenzy, might I add.
Comes Kakula, he's getting the suck. Here we go.
He's dashed out this time. But he's walked back into range, but
I think he should have gone for it.
Enough. I think he should have done as well.
I think he should have gone for it. Definitely.
Actually, you can see Mercury looking...
It is
Fredus. Well, I don't think Fredus is where. He's stepping up into that corridor. Mercury comes in. Really nicely positioned. He's getting rooted under the tower, but Fredus goes down. As the kill onto the Kakullan, which maybe not the player you want to take it there, but a really, really nice gank there from Yoda.
It's good, yeah, making Alyssa follow your rotation, and now they get the mid neutrals as well. Probably get the left side mid neutrals off of it. She's sort of rotated out there, hoping for a counter gank. And as we all know, if you're a jungler and you're forcing the enemy jungle to follow behind you, you're doing something right. It's a good gank. It's a little bit later than I'd have liked it. It's a Baron Sampi in solo that's been throwing his ults out like they're you know, just skipping stones. Honestly, it's just been throwing them out there. It's a free gank. I would like to have seen this Mercury there, you know, 3 times over already. Really, it's such an easy lane for you to gank. Yeah.
Oh, this again. Cool. I'm happy to use the beads. The Ymir wall. I don't know what that was. Getting the slow on, and actually, Cullen's there. Yeah, really needing to use the ult defensively. The Ymir ult comes out, doesn't find anyone. Alyssa's out of there, and actually, we're going to see a turnaround here. Fredus getting the blimmin' huge Ymir wall. Those are the walls that they've been playing around. But Yoda ulting into the back, not even ulting, just running into the back line and picking up Alyssa. Is he now going to get taken out himself? Dashes down for a couple more seconds.
Nice
Big freeze from the Ymir.
Nice peel.
Lagosaurus ulting over. Baron picks up the Ymir, that's fine. They're getting the Merlin in the back line. Now Geb is vulnerable. It's a 2v3 though. Is this going to be beneficial for a Weiner Brigade? They're walking out. Hou dashing in. And that's got to be a disengage there.
Yeah,
Yggdrasil will go aggressive. That was a really nice bounce from Blank Tsukiyomi. And knock up onto the locket. He manages to jump away, avoid the Baron Sandy too.
Come on, slow for your team, mate. Come on, mate.
You jump, picking up the kill. Now, we've just seen a lot of action.
There, Baba.
Yeah, she did. She needed to heal hugely. Before that, and this was about 2 minutes before. I wanted to pick up on some of the ADC macro that I just noticed. So, Hou has the best clear for the side camps in the far left here. Decided to go to wave first with Apollo still there. Now, Hou's clear with the one isn't the greatest anyway. He should have just gone to take the side camps and then walk back into lane. At that rate, the Apollo didn't have Wind Demon, wasn't going to kill him. Especially with Hou, who had the ult available at the time. He could easily have just got those and gone back. And on the other side was here, Threaders going to get picked up. Good ult from the Geb. The Baba Yaga ult going towards the wrong person. Still managing to pick up Threaders, but Alyssa being able to trade onto Joe. She threw an ult shot onto the Geb there, which I find interesting. No need to, just go for the Mercury, confirm it. Not the Mercury,
I don't mind that he's gone for the Baron. I think he massively overextended for it, and I think he was allowed to get away for it for free. Pele just sort of walked straight past him and let him go. The Baron's going to be a massive, massive problem if he's allowed to hit late game. So I don't necessarily disagree that they're, you know, shut him down.
Yeah.
I just think that he went unpunished for it. He should not have been able to get away with just... He walked past the Pele, right? And the Pele walked past him to pick up Mercury. she's traded out jungler, so she's laughing. But he still did what he did and got away with it. But you know, fair play if they can get away with it.
Yeah, he might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to the Hu Yi clearing side camps, if you can just one shot a neutral camp and do it, you would
Take
every
that
time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
It ended up not mattering because Apollo chose the worst time to back. Backed at level 11 with neutral camps up. Just to get the Wind Demon. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a good spike. But you're level 11, you wait till level 12, you get that second relic online. You want that because you don't want to come back out to lane just for half a level and then back again. Timing on it is inefficient. You're then losing out on neutral farm timers, as we see Pele here deep in the jungle with the Weiner Brigade, but the rotation spotted out and Protectors of Yggdrasil just disengaging.
I think the the Weiner Brigades, the fact that they're, you know, the game's still even. I'm really glad that I'm seeing an even game. It's really promising. The fact that they are keeping this game level now, you know, you've got a lead in mid, you did have a lead in jungle, it should be fairly equal now. Mercury's even getting his rage online. You got a lead in solo. I think that this is promising for them. The longer this game goes on, the more I think this goes in their favour. You've got the Apollo split push for obviously for, you know, splitting up the map and trying to get these objectives. You've got the Baba Yago's a late game demon, just like Merlin is. But Mercury, Mercury is the one that I am keeping my eyes on here, because once he gets his rage stacks, his Deathbringer, this is where I think that the Weiner Brigades need to be going. We're fighting. Ymir, blink freeze anyone you see, and we're fighting every time. Maybe
almost you want it to be the Geb. I'd almost want it to be the Geb, because then the Geb can't heal if the Geb is dead.
And
the biggest part of a Geb is his shield and him knocking up the Mercury to prevent that Hu Yi going down. If Geb's dead, he can't do that. They're vulnerable.
Exactly. And if you're the Mercury, okay, yeah, you're critting, you're not going to do so much damage to him, but you know, if you personally, I don't like the stone cutting on him in the second slot. That's personal preference, but I think that you in this particular game, when you're playing against the Geb, we see a gank on the left lane.
Yeah, good use of the beads from Blank Tsukiyomi and the dash, avoiding most of the
That's good.
damage.
Now disengage, right?
Yeah.
Got them beats, that's a win. Get the hell out of there. Now Merc needs to be coming back here straight away with an ultimate as soon as
Alyssa
possible.
going deep on her own here. Would have liked to have seen a Ymir wall there to kind of stop her getting out and actually the potential engage from Weiner Brigade. But yeah, Mercury needs to be over this duo side because, I mean, even now, Blank is on those side camps now. He can be for a little bit. The Mercury needs to go off and farm. He can't come straight back. He'll just fall behind if he does. But, you know, he needs to be careful of actually stepping out of tower because the Mercury here can easily be looking for that lane gank. And honestly, that's what I would be doing. Look for the lane gank. Get the Apollo in the air to follow up when they think that nobody else is there.
Yeah, I think you hit these yellow camps and now head straight over to duo. So it is Hu Yi in lane. Yes, right, I'm on my way.
Yeah,
but let's see the Mercury actually ult from behind the tower, please, this time. Because that's Mercury. I mean, we've seen it. But
he's out of position right now. He's hugely out of position. If I'm Apollo, I'm saying gank that and I'm in the air. Been spotted out, but they've only ended up just going for the oracles, but they really could have gone for that. And I think then if they get the ADC, I mean, Blank's level 16. But so's Lag. If you take either of those out of the game, you know, the other team has now got the favourite because there's just such a huge amount of experience on them. Although, I think Hu Yi right now more impactful. He's actually got percentage pen on beyond critting. Lag relying on getting crits in order to have any penetration beyond the kills. So Blank Tsukiyomi getting incredibly low here. Lag gets the crit. Tsukiyomi missing a few autos. Blank's been pushed out. Mercury needs to be over here right now. He's at his tower line. He's stealing purple buff with no health and no beads. Engagement here. Gebo and the Baron coming in for the Kakula, not finding him completely. Miro now being used to isolate. Threadus, Mercury coming through. Threadus using the bees and Aegis. The wall not quite on the mark. Rocky picks up Priscilla. Yoda picks up Threadus. Don's Gaming able to dash out, but the Mercury, does he have the flicker available? I don't think he does. Mercury running in. Good knock up by the Geb, but the follow-up is there. And an amazing Ymir wall. The Ymir flicker does come in, but this is going to be a pick on the Geb. And now, Weiner Brigade. They need to be looking at Fire Giant. Apollo's over there. Giant. This has to be a Fire Giant.
Yeah, this is free. This is absolutely free. Absolutely free. I want to point out in that fight that, you know, Baba Yaga was allowed to just precast that entire fight. She's jumped up to top player damage off of that fight. She just sat at the back line in a row. Bosh, 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 bosh. Pele had line of sight on her, walked in, ignored her, and ulted. Was it the Kokullen instead? How do you make that decision?
They used 3 ults for the 2 or 3 ults for the Kokullen there, which is just poor choice. I mean, they used the Geb ult solo for the Kokullen and the Baron ult for the Kokullen. That's not who you need to target at this stage. He's worthless. If you've got your mage or ADC there, they're going to be able to shred him down. He will not kill them. Letting a Baba Yaga free cast when the other team's tanks are just full engaging, she has no peel. If she's in her ult, her damage is her only peel, and a Pele right now can still burn through that with lifesteal. Really poorly played. Poorly played from Protectors. Honestly, not brilliantly played from Weiner Brigade, but they've come out with the win. They've managed to disrupt
we take those
Yggdrasil
W's where we can.
and yeah, now they've got the Fire Giant and a huge lead.
The thing
actually,
is,
only 1,000 gold, but Fire Giant is still impactful, and that we should see that escalate another couple of thousand now on towers.
yeah, I think what they do now is they go straight to gold. You go straight to gold. Personally, I take the gold because the towers are still going to be there, right? So my call here is take the gold. We remove that neutral farm objective, you know, from the enemy team. We take that bonus gold. The towers will still be there when we come back. We've got, you know, a decent amount of time on the Fire Giant, and then we'll take some structures. Just get rid of this. You know, you want to shut down any potential comeback or gold, free gold that they can grab here. So. Straight to gold, please, chaps. Start it up.
The only thing they do need to be cautious of is, you know, who are you right now? Level 19 has that Deathbringer online, which Hollow does not. That it's God, but this is a huge power spike. If they choose to fight poorly here,
let's go back to base, buy some items, siege these towers.
Absolutely,
you know,
would be the smart play.
This, exactly.
I think they'd already backed. I think now they just need to push, get the Trebuchet and get that tier 1 and tier 2 down, then maybe look to back and move to the other lanes. That's exactly what they're doing. Ho-Yi on his own over here, he needs to walk away now. Should not be defending tier 1s at this stage, they are not relevant. Tier 2s, yeah, I can see it, we're only 20 minutes in, but tier 1s, no way. But with where Pele and Baron are positioned, only just returning to base, it's a free tower for Weiner Brigade. They can't contest this, Ymir popping the frenzy, this is gone. Actually, Ymir looking to engage. Big freeze onto Geb. Geb still has the rollout. Mercury ulting into the backline. Aegis coming out from Tsukiyomi on the Ho-Yi and the Geb shield, but he goes down to the Baba Yaga. Alyssa picks up Yoda in return on the Mercury. There's a lot of low players there. Fred is picking up Vinny on the Ymir. And honestly, I'm saying this is worth Protectors of Yggdrasil, especially if Kokullen goes down here as well. That's Fire Giant gone on 3 members.
Yeah, that's poor. The problem with that fight there was the Mercury ulted in. He ulted in onto, if I recall rightly, he ulted into the Ho-Yi.
Yep.
So he ulted onto the Ho-Yi, and Ho-Yi Aegis, right? Now, in my mind as a Mercury, I'm saying, right, I'm disengaging here, because he was the only one, he initiated. It's 22 minutes in. You've got no defense, you're on your own ulting in, you've got no solo laner there eating up the damage for you. At that point you go, I'm getting out, and you can play the poke game with Mercury. You can wait for some cooldowns, throw out a few ones, and just annoy them. Yeah. You can't stick that fight there because he tried to burn through the, wait for the Aegis, and then the Geb shield come up, and he tried to burn through the Geb shield as well. That's a no bueno, my friends. You need to get the hell out of that fight. The ult's fine. You've essentially zoned them from the tower from defending. Try your damage. Oh, I got Aegis. Great, that's a win.
Yeah,
back
he
into
could
the
have
jungle.
Exactly.
Grab the farm.
Into the jungle.
Exactly. Disappear.
Yeah.
Let them take the tower. Go somewhere else. Invade some camps.
Make
and
them
then come
scared
back.
as well. Yeah.
Type down in that little chat box. That's Ho-Yi Aegis. You go what?
That's a 3 minute cooldown. Yeah, that's a 3 minute cooldown. And upgraded it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, kind of poor play there from Mercury.
Yeah,
he was lucky to even get the kill.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Weiner Brigade got ahead of themselves a little bit there, thinking they've got the Fire Giant, they're stronger than they are, forgetting how much damage one of those towers do. Two, the fact that this is still, a late-ish game. Merlin, the Baron's there, who's still going to be relevant on the damage. He's got that penetration, low cooldowns, just a little bit of overextension there when they should have got the relics and then just reset and gone for the other towers. They already had the tier 2. They had no reason to push further there.
Yeah, I think it's a common issue that we see amongst teams on the lower end of the. Oh, she's got a die. You can't let her get away with that. Maybe not.
Yeah, good backup from the Baron to keep Alyssa alive there.
Absolutely.
Who's gone into crit? We have a Wind Demon Pele. I hate so much about this build. Actually, no. You know what? I hate the Golden Blade. I hate the crit. I like the lifesteal, but we should just be seeing Transcendence and Hydras.
That a lot of power.
No, she doesn't. She's got what Wind Demon gives 30 to 40. Serrated is 35. Soul Eater's 35. Golden Blade's 30. She's got maybe 120 power. Ymir getting blown up here with Blanksing. Naomi, Protector's Yggdrasil being aggressive. Alyssa on the back line. She's chasing the Mercury. Why are you not just turning and critting her?
Let's go! She's under
She's got no beads as well.
It.
He needs to go on her. She has no beads. One crit, she dies.
Oh, they can turn this fight. They can turn this fight.
Absolutely. But Weiner Brigade now, Cullen getting chased out, the Blink coming through, and Apollo is actually just split push to Phoenix. Welcome to Smite Season 9, where Apollo is still doing the same things he was doing 8 seasons ago.
Good job, good job.
I think that's the right call by him there.
Weird engagement.
Yeah, he's not getting in time to have any relevance. He's not got any percentage beyond his Wind Demon still. Has a lot of crit, but not going to be hitting as hard as this. Ho-Yi, why not take the objective? But ulting into fire here alone.
They've dropped
They've just disengaged, but they're going to do that anyway.
I don't think they can do the fire giant now though. That might be a huge. Oh, Joe's dead.
Yeah, but they've got 2 kills. I'm going to die here to the Pyromancer. Actually, they're leaving out the Mercury. Are they even going to get this? Oh, Protector's Vigil only just getting that. The Mercury one almost stealing.
So I don't actually disagree with Apollo going in there because he's forced them off of the fire giant and he's died for it, and I don't mind that as a captain of a shot I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's good because we got the Phoenix, they haven't got the fire giant buff now, but the real crime there is that Baba Yaga essentially in it, like she didn't have to die there. Like, well, no,
Apollo done the job already.
Exactly, just get out of there. But now they can't make any plays off of it. They just sort of sat back. Fortunately, their time has come up very shortly, and now with this fire wave in left split pushing, they should be able to get this fire. It should be free, really.
It should, in theory.
It should be free. They've got. Yeah. I think they've got better secure, and they've got no. Yggdrasil have got no global rotation.
You say that the secure is interesting because nobody has this huge burst. Like the Merlin's gotten a huge amount of tick damage. The Baba Yaga's she's got some amount of burst, but really if she's using her ult, that's more of a tick damage. Ymir's probably the best secure.
Ymir, and if he had it, a Mercury High should proc, right?
Yeah.
Pop your 2 and punch it once for like 2k and then that's secure, right?
Cullen going for some backline disruption here, but going to get pulled in by Threadus, and actually Cullen most likely to go down. Protector's Yggdrasil get the fire giant, they've stolen it, Alyssa gets a double kill. Threadus picks up Lockie on the side, and everyone except Ymir except Baba Yaga's going down, and Baba Yaga's going to die here to Pele. Surely. Yeah, that's a triple kill for Alyssa.
That's so poor.
Oh dear.
That brings me pain in my soul to
there was
witness that.
Miscommunication. Huge miscommunication.
Is that not just basic, they win the game now, but is this not basic?
Oh, do you know what happened?
Macro?
Ymir froze the fire giant. Ymir used freeze on fire giant, and that's lost the game.
Well, they've learned a valuable lesson, right? Like,
just disengage and take the fight.
But that's disengage and take the fight. Ooh. No, it's game.
No, that's gone. It's gone.
So you're not leveraging the advantage that you have, and it's the most OP advantage that you could ask for when a fire giant is up, right? You have fire minions pushing in the far lane. Just wait for them. Just wait until you see someone on the map and go, right, this is a 4v5. Start her up, baby. Yeah. As soon as you see someone come in, drop that fire giant and turn on them and just kill them. It's easy. Absolutely. That's not difficult. You can't be taking that fire giant there when you got fire minions only halfway pushed and then trying to commit to it as a Pele is ulting you, as a Baron's ulting you. That's just criminal. It's criminal.
Yeah.
But it's a valuable lesson, and hopefully they learn through it.
The game.
It's literally what's lost in the game.
Yeah. Now, a couple of things. Previously, when Lagosaurus took them off of Fire Giant, his ult targeted the Geb. Fair enough, the Geb's tanking, but should have gone for the carries, put them low enough they're not going to be able to carry on anyway. Secondly, the difference in damage from the hunters. Now, think of how few fights Tsukiyomi was in. He was in, what, one fight on right lane, the fight at the end there. And that was it. I mean, the other fight when they had FG and Weiner Brigade were sieging, he just got taken out of instantly, didn't get to cast anything. How he has done 10,000 more damage than Apollo is absolutely criminal. Fair play, he's managed to get second highest damage in the set. The Baba Yaga pulling out the most. Really impactful with some of the ults there, but yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
seeing a
think
difference in the ADCs there, I think.
huge ADC difference there for sure. I think the problem is not necessarily resting at Lag's feet here.
Oh no, not at all.
What was happening that I was noticing is that Cullen. How many times? I know this isn't SPL, right? But how many times do you see when Big Man Fine OK in the SPL is playing Cullen, right? Our favourite Fine OK pick. Everyone can agree on that. And he just every time it's up, blink, ult, right on the back line. Every time, blink,
Yeah.
ult, transform, ult, and he just runs it down. We wasn't seeing that. The way that these team fights were going was, for some reason, Cullen's playing backline Peel, and Ymir's frontlining, and then Mercury's initiating like an 18-minute team fight. Like this is basic level smite that just can't happen. That can't happen ever. And
Yeah.
so Mercury's going in and he's full committing through Aegis, Geb Shield, and he's just trying to fight a Hu Yi, a counter matchup, even at that point. And Hu Yi's just going bink, 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 bink. See ya, see you later, mate. Ta-da. Who's next?
Yeah.
You know. And then in comes someone else, and he dishes them aside as well. It's poor,
It is.
communication,
No,
poor execution, and they've thrown their leads. But
they have.
they do look better than than previous Wiener
They
Brigades.
do,
So
and I think give them a short amount of time and they will actually be better than they are. This is what their first game together as a team. Some of these players have literally got fully drafted today and are acting in as subs, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the
Yeah, no, we
coordination
can
is
let them
different.
off.
Whereas Protectors of Yggdrasil, they've only picked up one new player, and the ADC you kind of just leave to farm anyway. Did his job, did fine, just farmed up. Out of position, I think more attention could have been played to duo lane. I think something actually that I see overall in games at the moment is just not enough attention is played to the ADC when that is almost the key role of the game right now. Especially if you're
Mercury,
Mercury, you want to get the Mercury
exactly.
ahead. You want to get your Hunter ahead. Two birds, one stone. Kill the living daylights out of the opposition ADC.
Yep, I wholeheartedly agree. If you're playing Mercury, I mean, it could have gone one of two ways, in my opinion. You play Mercury and you ult the Baron on cooldown, right? You say to Cullen, listen, Cullen, clearly Baron is like willy nilly throwing out ultimates, right? Willy nilly. All he had to do was step up somewhere near his tower line, and Baron was throwing his ultimate. So what does Cullen need to recognise that that's happening, and then go, right? Listen, Merc, how long on your ult? He's going to go 28 seconds. He goes, right, okay. Stream's ended. You've ended the stream.
We're going to be casting nothing now. This is great. So, did you see the Champions League the other night?
Sorry, we're back. Printers is trolling, right? Anyway, back to what I was saying. 28. You go, yeah. 28 seconds on Merkel. Cullen goes, cool. Let me go and bait this guy's ultimate. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Baits his ultimate. Now Mercury's like, Baron's got no ultimate. He's a free kill. I'm a Mercury, and that's how it should have gone. And if you're not going to do that, like you say, go and camp duo lane. Just go and you're Mercury, mate. Just go
Yeah.
and camp duo lane. Every 60 seconds, there is that option that the enemy jungler's going to come and steal your back camps, but that's an easy solve. Yo,
Yeah.
Baba, I'm going to duo. Go do my back camps, please.
Yeah.
Cheers. Job
Or
done.
just go do the same thing on that side. You make sure you're there for every single purple buff, and on timers for things like green, you just get the little steals on the other side in return. Arguably the bigger steals because they're worth more experience.
Exactly. There was many ways in that game that they could have, they could have leveraged their win conditions. I think that the Wiener Brigades, I preferred their drafts quite a lot, and I think they should. that loss and the win was in their hands. The game was even in terms really of player skill.
It was
What it
even in
came down
gold
to,
as well. Like
and
stats
gold
were even. Like there was no difference in say items or experience. The actual game was even.
all the way through. Even when
Mhm.
they'd got on the first fire giant, it was
Yeah.
still an even game. And the fact that they've lost it's an execution issue. Now I don't know whether the shot calling was poor, or I don't know whether people were just sort of, doing their own thing. I think Mercury played bad that game. I really think he could have, that game could
Yeah.
have been on his
He,
shoulders.
he
The
wasn't
Ymir,
enough of a presence.
he wasn't. You pick Mercury because you can. It's the fear, right? You
Yeah.
can't ward him out. Like
You
you,
don't pick that unless you think you can win that game on your own.
and as a Mercury enjoyer, one thing that I will say is I know a lot of people do it, and it's more personal preference, but I don't like Golden Blade stone cutting. If it was up to me, I'd just go Rage first item, but you can't in this meta, so you go Golden Blade. So in my opinion, even going Golden Blade kind of feels bad for like his power spikes, but you need it for farm now. So in my opinion, just go Golden Blade, Rage, Deathbringer. Just get online, man. Like clearly he's looking to fight, and he's looking to fight often. If that's what you're looking to do, just get your Rage stacking early. Just get the crit online, because then you're not running into people and hitting them for 28. You know, if you're going to go for that sort of build, just don't fight as much as you're trying to, because you're never going to accomplish anything.
Even potentially going the Wind Demon early just for that pen on the crit. Like you could jump it in there. I've actually been experimenting it with Bakasura recently and enjoying that quite a lot. Foregoing the hastened and just going Golden Blade into Wind Demon. You may hate that. I've been enjoying it quite a bit.
I don't hate it.
Crit feels.
I do not hate that at all. Bakasura, you can build in crit, you can build in pen power. It's however, it's whatever you want, really.
Yeah. Same bans coming out from both teams so far, although the Baba Yaga being swapped in and actually the Mercury ban coming through from Protectors of Yggdrasil, so respect coming through to that mid jungle and the Kali insta-lock.
Oh, I don't like this.
No,
There we
because
go.
there's
the
Kumbhakana and
there's
the
the
Baron
Baron.
Samedi, both of
And-
which just completely cuck a Kali.
And do you know what you pick next to make her life even worse? You pick Arachne. You don't have to pick her third, but if you really, really want to make her life hell, you pick Arachne.
Dargy.
Yeah,
I still think he's decent at the moment. It's a nice team fight.
Yeah, definitely. And then you could. There's so many options. Don't first pick Kali.
No.
Everyone, just don't.
It's a silly play. It's too easily
It's
counterable.
not good.
Even Nemesis could be picked into it.
Nemesis,
Like, just hold your shield until she blink stuns you, and then it's like, oh, okay, you've used your CC. Congratulations.
And that's the thing is,
I'll just shield or dash away now.
Exactly. The Kali might think, oh yeah, I'll hold my free for her to shield. Well, okay, now you're going to try and auto trade a Nemesis. It's not going to go well for you, mate.
No.
And you need your free as a Kali for the extra, power and stuff. So
yeah,
it's never. Yeah, this is a bad first pick. Kumbhakana's so strong. You can't play the game.
Yeah.
Kali goes in, pops her ult, and Kumba goes. And then he goes, right, listen, guys, Kali's sleeping for like 6 hours, so just leave her be. When she wakes up, just kill her, yeah, please, thanks.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it. Zonky and Scylla.
Zhonghui again, it's like another bad pick into a Kumba. He just ults you.
Exactly. This is weird.
This is some poor drafting.
Yeah, the only thing that I see coming out of this is the Kali and Scylla synergy. It's not quite as potent now because of the early game buffs to protections and health, but what I see here is something, I don't personally do it with Scylla, I tend to do it with Ra, but the principle's the same, right? If you're playing in lane as a Scylla, your Kali will effectively confirm you a 1-2 ult combo just off of her free every time. She can come into lane and go, right, boom, free. And that is enough time if you're in position to 1-2 ult. Or if if you're out of range, you can just ult them. So I'm looking at this draft now thinking, yeah, this Kali's bad, this Zonky's bad. Now they've picked a Rama, another counter pick there that you don't want to play into.
Yep.
I'm looking that what they need to do is just a smoke through mid lane. essentially. And if we've already seen with Yoda here on the Mercury that playing what is his strong lanes and what he should be doing is clearly not. I don't know, maybe it's first game Rust, but clearly he wasn't doing that last game. And that strategy last game is more obvious than this one now with the Kali. I think this Kali strat is, I suppose, it's a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
So I'm not confident that he's going to do that in the mid lane at all. I'm
No.
really not.
What I'm noticing is that Weiner Brigade are in stream because they banned out Darji. On the other side, Protectors of Yggdrasil banning out the Geb and Sobek. I would have liked to have swapped the Sobek for a Kepri ban here.
This is an Arachne game. You ult out a Kali ult, right?
Yep.
Arachne will 1v1 a Kali every time.
1v1 everyone on their team at the moment.
Every time she can ult the Kali ult, she can ult the Zonki ult. Not that she really needs to, but she can. She can ult out a Scylla damage. There is no currently on the Weiner Brigade's team. There is no character there that can kill the Arachne, that can punish her. Really, no one. Yep. I play as an Arachne scumbag user myself. I play Arachne here. You gotta do what you gotta do, mate. It's to win the game.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. I was playing against one earlier that was just solo carrying games in ranked, so I just started banning it after that, and then I stopped being in that person's queues, funnily enough.
I wonder how, hey?
Yeah, I wonder if they started
like the platinum auto speed, eh?
Oh, hard to start Plat 5, don't get me started.
Now I'm really the respect ban on the Pele. I don't mind it. I don't particularly like it either. I don't think you need to, but
yeah, Ra being hovered here.
Oh, that's spicy. That is spicy.
Kind of gives the Kali a free target.
Yeah, this is super free, super free.
It depends how the Ra build. Like if I'm building Ra here, I'm just playing around the Rama. I am building Lotus Crown. Or even honestly, you know what I build? This may be completely troll, Tyrannical. Get them minions pushing, baby.
I like tanky Ra, and I'm a big advocate for it. But if I'm playing Kali and I'm playing Scylla, I mean especially Kali, if I don't care whether you're bloody overcapped on protections or not, I really don't care because you're still dying in exactly 0.758 seconds, right?
Yep.
So I don't care. So at this point, as a Ra, I don't know. I just feel like
the pick isn't a good choice. It's so unsafe into this.
Yeah, it's a bad pick. I don't like it. I like the Kepri pick.
I like both picks from Weiner Brigade here. I like the Kepri and the Hachi, man. Kepri, I think, should have been banned instead of Sobek.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really place too much stock on the Sobek at the moment.
No,
I've
seen Alyssa playing Ao Kuang before.
Ao Kuang is bad in this meta.
Agree.
You cannot change my minds.
I think if they lock this in, they've lost the draft with those final 2 picks alone. Kumba can counter the Kali and the Jonqui all they want, but Scylla and Hachiman right now just kind of recast on the Kuang and a Ra, regardless.
Here's why this is a bad pick for Kuang. This is the be-all and end-all, right? In my opinion. I mean, first of all, Ao Kuang is bad in his meta now. You suffer from mana issues. It's hard to clear the camps. You should fall behind on farm. You've just never got mana to fight. But here's the biggest thing. If Ao Kuang ults anyone, Kepri can cleanse it. Right? I know people might not realise this. Some people will. Some of you might not. But the Ao Kuang ult, because obviously the delay on the execute, like the same way that you can beads it, you can cleanse it with Kepri ult if you hold your ult. No,
Until you see the animation. It's the same as a Geb shield. You can Geb shield it as well.
So I feel like they've kind of gone, I'm going to play a big brain pick here that really is not a big brain pick. It's kind of pea brain.
Thanatos, however, I would have liked.
Yeah.
Those last two picks alone have now made this a complete turnaround, whereas I actually prefer the Weiner Brigade draft, whereas before, no chance. I think what we should have seen here in the mid is, honestly, the Poseidon is quite nice into that team comp, and Poseidon is strong at the moment. The Agony even is really good for that long range poke, and that ability to just stun someone out and shut them down, allow your team to collapse on them.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And
the Ao Kuang is just a portion. Nemesis has gone through this entire draft.
And here's the thing as well. Here's another pick that may be a bit of a sleeper. Now, alone, this character would not be good into this comp, but the fact that he has the Kumbhakana next to him and the Baron, you could even completely shut down the Zhongqi with a puck. You know, he's going to be frontlining and blinking in. And I'm quite a fan of an R puck. I think on his own, it'd be a terrible pick into this comp. But the fact that if he's got Kumba with him and they're communicating, and he's saying, "Listen, save your seat, save your meds, save your ult for Carly," I think they just, you know, I think that it can be strong. Not necessarily the strongest, but I think it's something that could work, and it's certainly better than the Ra.
Also, wouldn't have minded jungle picks, a Circuiter and Asia.
The jungle pick, the fact that they haven't. Without a doubt, I love me some Naja, I love me some Circuit, I would play them here 100%. The fact though that they haven't, you know, picked either them two, or in my opinion, which is the most criminal, like just play Arachne, I think it's totally criminal. Like,
or even a Relix.
You could play a Relix for sure. I think the Relix gets kind of fucked by Carly though, excuse my language, won't happen again. I think the Relix just gets wrecked, personally.
Yeah.
By the Carly in the 1v1 matchup. I think she's good into the Scylla. I think she's a bad jungle matchup. And it depends
I'm
really
just
what you value more, right?
I'm just thinking she's got that ability almost to be a peel, whereas if the Carly jumps on someone, you just bring her back away from that person, then suddenly she's not getting her target.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
But that's requiring team play and knowing who the target is and the communication.
It's requiring a lot of...
Is how Kwang's doing my Morrigan jungle troll build.
So now to make your already poor sustain and clear even worse,
you got mannequins.
You got mannequins. Like, if you're going to play Ao Kuang in this current meta, I don't think, like, usually I'd go, I'll build, you know, either jungle, but with how tough it is to clear and how bad his mana is, I just feel like if you're gonna play him, I feel like you just go Boombas. Yeah, you just go Boombas.
Honestly, the spear late game isn't bad for Kwang either anyway. Like, what's wrong with
it's
their
not.
power
Yeah,
and
no,
pen?
of course it's not. You get a little nimble Rodder Tahuti, you've got your you don't even really need that much attack speed on Ao Kuang. Ao Kuang's better as a burst mage anyway.
I don't think you need any. I wouldn't even get the nimble rod. Personally,
I would for objective burn, but that's about, you know, you don't really need it outside of that. But it's a choice, really. It's a choice. It's personal preference. But yeah, ability base is the way to go. And they've gone for mannequins, and I presume Warlock start. I don't like it.
Inevitably, this is going to be scaling up towards the Hidden Blade. Surely that's what that's got to be going for, right? They're thinking late game. I want to burst the Carly down before she can react.
Who cares about an Ao Kuang Hidden Blade though? Like, how are you gonna, like, the thing with...
No, I know.
The thing with Hidden Blade, right? As you know, you go with that if you're going for like a poke comp, right? And maybe you got a healer like Ra on your team, and you want to play the engage and Baron, and you want to play the engagements a little bit slower, and you go, okay, if I get Hidden Blade here and I play, like, you know, I know it's not great on him, but you go, I'll play like, you know, Suki or Cyrus or whatever. You just keep spamming abilities at the front line, disengaging, healing up, and so forth. Then it can work. But how are you going to do that on a Quang?
No,
it's just not going to happen. It's
literally looking for picks.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't like it, but
no,
maybe individual skill will prevail here. But
I mean, we're also looking at how it plays. I mean, if you look at the last game, Alyssa was kind of allowed to just run at the backline. There wasn't a huge amount of peel coming out from Vinny on the Mir or Lockie on the solo. This game more so, Vinny's going to have to be doing almost both jobs, which makes it a little bit more difficult to negate the Ao Kuang, but then at the same time, there's not really going to be anyone else diving the backline. So, in theory, this game is won by Weiner Brigade on good positioning alone.
It needs to be, they need to play well. The only sort of benefit I see for the Ao Kuang coming into this fight is that he has a Ra in mid, and you'll see he's into a Scylla Carly, notoriously like low pressure early game. Scylla ult's hitting for 72 now, as opposed to the 7,072 at late game. So with Ra pressure, provided they're not wasting their abilities on fighting unnecessarily He should be able to do something and farm up relatively safely, but I am anticipating to see her back like 4 or 5 times, like, you know, in as many minutes, honestly.
If I'm if I'm the mid laner here on Protective Yggdrasil, one, I'm not drafting Ra because the 3 kind of disrupts. Actually, a lot of the teams quite heavily, like it disrupts the Kuma Mez a lot, which I'm not a fan of, especially if you're trying to escape and you've dropped a heal on him. Suddenly you've blocked that.
Yeah.
But the other thing, I'm also maxing my heal. And I'm just going to stop this Scylla from clearing all game.
Oof. Kind of suck. I mean, you kind of stop yourself clearing at the same point, but I've never tried that. That must...
This is what I'm saying. Again, I'd also be going the Tyrannical, and you are literally playing around your minions there. What was he from?
I've never thought about that, to be honest. It kind of sounds cheesy.
It's not the best, but it is cheesy because you've got enough base damage on the one. Now, Alyssa getting some high pressure on Diode here, but now she has no mana, so it doesn't matter.
I'm really, really hoping to. I know it's a bit early for that, but I'm really hoping that I see a Khepri cleanse a Quang roll just so I can, like, you know what I mean, call it earlier and it happens. I'm not holding my hopes for it too high, but I really want to see it. So I really hope to see it, basically, but who knows?
I feel like there. I mean, I get why Fat Jerry's gone back into mid. I'm gonna just adopt this now. I would have liked to have seen him contest the oracles there with Kali. Alyssa didn't have mana. She's taking poke from the oracles. I think there's no reason they can't just go in there and poke and stop them from getting it, disrupt the farm a bit.
Yeah,
well, they have ended up with Kali being ahead, but still.
And I presume we'll probably see Alquang back in very shortly.
I would imagine so. And the thing is, the Alquang right now, I mean, very minor, but I'd like to see gold in hand, just to see if they can actually purchase anything, because otherwise they're going to be forced to stay out and not get a second part of the item. And actually, potentially the Kali as well, like, very low on mana herself.
The difference is Kali has the sustain from Eye of the Jungle, right? So she's going to be able to stay in the jungle, you know. Alquang has nothing of the sort. I mean, I don't think he even cleared the green there, did they? They just sort of walk away and...
I'm not sure. I think he must have done it. He's going for the full rotation, but...
Yeah. He's got no mana, though. I'm wondering how that... Oh, can we switch to Alquang? Looks like he's getting low today. Yellow. Oh, no, he's done it. He's done it. Never mind. I was just watching the health bar go down and down and down, thinking, no, surely not. Surely you're not going to die here.
No, he's going to die to the back camps instead. Look at that health bar drop.
Right. So how do you anticipate builds here for the Stilla? Because obviously everything's changed now.
Yeah.
Since the last patch.
Looking at it, that's a definite Divine Ruin rush.
It has to be.
Yeah. There's no other reason you are going into that line of item anymore unless you get an Obsidian Shard, and you should not be getting that. Well, actually, you know, I say that on a Scylla. Would that be the worst item to get first?
Obsidian Shards?
Yeah, realistically, have that extra little bit of damage on your first ability when you are there to blow someone up.
I think outside of Gauntlet of Thieves, it's probably the worst item to get on her first. It's got to be, right? You just what's the value you're getting from like level 7? I don't know.
You do get 100 power from the item.
Oh, that's quite huge, though.
It is a lot. They have made that item very nice with the power it gives you.
Maybe I changed my mind.
Yeah.
There's solo
coming
kill.
out. Redus. And another kill going down on the solo side. Alyssa picking up Loki.
Seems to be a trend here. You're not going to get this kill, Kali.
Yeah, and that's a first blood onto the Kali. Kali, nice use of the ult, actually from both sides. Kali not being able to get the return kill onto Threadus.
Yeah,
he's walking away clear. Zhonghui backing does not have the Warlocks done. I wonder if Threadus will. That extra assist gold. We'll see now with the items. He does indeed. So he comes back to lane and starts stacking and gets his power spike a lot earlier than the Zhonghui here.
Is this matchup just absolutely terrible for Zhong, right? You're just this big, fat, immobile god, right? And you're just getting 3-2-1 constantly, surely.
Yeah, but then any time that happens, you just then heal on the wave.
Yeah, that's true.
This isn't that bad for the Zhonghui. The reason this is bad for the Zhonghui is because he's got the Vamp Shroud. You don't need that. One, your clear is good enough and your sustain is good enough. You don't need either of those items. 2, you are against a magical jungler and solo laner. You don't need the physical protections. Get tainted.
Well, tainted
Look
and
at,
just
look against,
tainted.
tainted against that team. Of course you're going for it.
Oh,
Magasaurus picking up the kill onto Blank. Sukiyomi. Bye, ADC. That's
Welcome to
a Rama.
GSL, baby.
That's a Rama with Devo's gloves dying to a Hachiman with no items.
And that feels bad. That feels real bad, and he's lost his purple as well.
Purple has been lost. That is a huge difference now. If they clean up the entirety of the jungle here, they're doing the right thing in pushing first.
Yeah, get those minions on the tower.
Yeah, I'd have liked Protectors of Yggdrasil to have rotated the jungler over just to test those camps there so that they're not all going to Lagosaurus. By the time he's cleared these and that next wave in his own purple buff, that's a 2-level lead. Now the only thing is, his item spike is going to be irrelevant because he's not got Devos yet, so he doesn't get the stacks from it. However, that's a lot of money. And we're going to see a win count
purple invade here by the looks of it as well.
Yeah, they are, whereas on the solo lane, Loki getting pulled in, but this time he's ulting in return, and Yoda engaging onto Fredus. He has no ult, he has no beads. Carly going in, gets the kill on the target, and that's a nice little bit of money online for the Carly.
And now does the Carly realise that mage solos are just free kills now? Hopefully we do. We see him out there more.
So, and
yeah, as we said in the last game, right? Fredus likes to just throw that ultimate out there as Baron. It's very easy to bait it off of him. So this should be, again, another game where this should be somewhat of like an opportunity for the Carly to snowball.
And she doesn't need to pay as much attention to duo side this game either.
No, she doesn't, exactly, because, you know, you're not killing the Rama anyway.
No, and she's making a mistake here, trying to go for the Arquon with the Goomba there. Goomba just... Oh, nice jump, actually, to avoid the mez. Not really necessary, but nice showing off of ability anyway. Doesn't really get anything.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see them... I'm glad that these teams are playing... This is something... Oh, that's a great poke there.
Yeah, and actually the Carly engaged. Goomba has the passive available, but has to ult out.
Where's... I'm sorry, am I missing... Oh, she doesn't have ult. Well, I'm thinking to myself, you out there, but no, she doesn't have it, unfortunately. We might have seen a kill. Yeah. Lagosaurus with 4k damage. Oh, that is not what I expected to see. Fair play.
Hachiman. Now, this is why I love Hachiman. He is a better Artemis in terms of laning, almost. Hachiman plays very similarly. Both of them play to poke with their wave clear. And especially now when life's still early game, you need to get it stacked up for it to be relevant. It's really nice pressure. If you get 2 or 3 of your poke abilities off on the enemy ADC, you all in. In fact, it used to be 1 or 2, now it's 2 or 3, but you can all in. You get that 2 down 2 or 3 times, you've poked them to about 2/3 to a half of their health, you ult in on them, you engage. You are guaranteeing yourself a kill. I really like the picks, and Hachiman is just showing that off here. This is really good utilization of the abilities by Lag to use the ability to both clear and to poke. Correct play. I'm in favour of it.
Dilla hitting another one, just free casting these ones in mid lane and just hitting them. If this carries on throughout the game, she's going to be pumping out some serious numbers.
It's because she's maxed the 1, she's just hitting minions, right? Right?
Exactly, yeah, maybe. Maybe.
A good pull from the Capri to keep the Kumba wave peeling from Taki. Taki has to run away, and this is what I mean. If they can isolate the Kumba away, Taki can run in. That Ao Kwong has got no mana.
I don't know why they backed off there. Yeah, why would you back off? So, I mean, your Scylla's hitting everything, and they're low, they need to heal. Why back off?
Yeah.
Faith in your mid laner.
Yeah. Jonqui's kind of misplaying the solo lane here. He's using his 1 and 2 to clear. When he's then just getting poked out for free, he almost needs to be just basic attacking, waiting for the Baron cooldowns to come out, because he'll just out clear by basic attacking anyway. And the other thing is, and a lot of people don't realise this anymore, you don't need to 1-2 to stack Jonqui's passive anymore.
Your team has fully powered
it's not necessary. You just need the minions to die near you. It's like having a Soul Eater. It just stacks itself.
A nice little quality of life buff for Jonqui.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know it's there.
Let him know.
Potentially, but also I'm going to laugh, so no, because that would benefit them and not me. I'll tell him when if he joins my team.
After you've beaten them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, go on.
No, go on, mate. Go on.
I was going to say, on the other side, we're starting to see that difference in the power spikes where Lagosaurus had that kill and almost got completely soloed by Blank Tsukiyomi because he had his Devourer's Gauntlet stacked. The power spike those stacks give you is worth so much more than the early gold from that kill, and that just showed it there.
Yeah, if you're
talking
lag,
about.
you kind of just sit back now, right, and just try and build up your stacks a little bit, and
Yeah.
just chill, because sooner or later you're gonna get that Wind Demon online, and using the Hachiman 1, going back to what?
Yeah, I mean, he's got
2 levels down.
Yeah.
That's not right.
It's
Can't be
not.
happening.
He's been taking the neutral farm better, I think. I mean, look, he's invaded that small camp, but I also think that Lag is probably using his 2 to hit Lag when the wave is still up. It's not efficient. You need to wait until the Rama's already cleared, because Rama's clear is his sustain. If you poke him when he's already cleared, suddenly you have lane pressure for the next wave, because you have the extra poke. Weiner Brigade, actually, he's got Gold Fury, Lagosaurus. They get Pyro and Gold Fury. That is a huge turn of objectives. Huge Scylla out there. It's not like they would have done it in the same amount of time if they just not used it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, okay, we see 5 on the map, but I'm gonna Scylla it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
now
fair play though. They got both objectives, so it's a win. All they have to do is go and go, oh, let's not fight for 60 seconds. It's fine, honestly. I'd sooner my mid laner secure it than, then don't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Worst thing here is, why is there nobody zoning? They've got the support and the jungler there. Neither of those two need to be tanking it or damaging it. Why is no one stopping Hachiman?
And let's just point
It's
out
such
the fact
poor microplay.
that Ra, even I know he didn't have his ult, but he's got his 1, right? So
Probably already used it. He doesn't have he doesn't really have that much cooldown reduction.
I mean, you got to save it though, right?
Yeah,
like,
you have
you have to save it. You're not the one doing. It's your ADC and the old Quang really that are going to burn that thing. You have to save that. There's no way that Hachiman, right, who's was 2 levels down, can steal that with his 2. There's no way.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's a good, excellent solo play there from Lag to steal it, and a great macro play from Weiner Brigade to recognise what's going on and go for the pyro. 2 objectives, 2 birds, 1 stone. Great job.
Yeah.
We see Al Quang going into the Toxic Blade here.
Yeah,
I hate that.
I hate a lot about this.
Just go Divine. It's so much better.
Yeah. Honestly,
So much better.
What's the toxic for? The Kali heal, the like.
It's really for the Zhong Qi, right?
It's gotta be.
Because no one really cares about Carly's heal. I mean, she's got the heal from her Nimble Strike, right? 20% of her health, whatever. They got the 2, the whatever percent it gives you for the heal on that. But it's nothing. It's not considered. It's not.
Shell out there from.
Oh, that's huge.
That was a
Right.
huge shell used by Duns and actually saved Take.
I don't think I've seen Scylla miss a 1 yet. And they're hitting them with no CC essentially. Carly overextended it and should probably just die. Gonna pop his ult and get executed.
Ramos, Springer low, Kepri ult as well.
That's poor Kepri.
That was 4 times. Oh, but they didn't respect it in time.
They
have indeed, but now this is come in, but he has no
They got to turn this fight.
Yeah, Scylla missed one. I saw it. It happened. Scylla missed one.
No, Big Joe, you're trolling.
But that's 2 beads out. One from John Quick, one from Scylla. Blank Tsukiyomi picking up the kill. He's got a big lead now, and
so, Joe, if you ever watch this back, you need to get Yoda. You need to yank on his lead a little bit, because the guys, there's no reason for him to be there.
no.
That's the ranked mindset. He's seen someone low
absolutely.
and he's gone, let me chase. I've got my ult. Oh my god. So,
The roll. And the raw beats coming out as well. That was sexy.
that was, a half of a more item, and it goes down there. And that gets clipped and put in the Discord for everyone to see.
Had Obsidian Shard and not Garons. I'm just
Do you know
saying.
what? Do you know what? You're spot on. You are spot on.
It's the extra power, the extra pen.
Do you know what? Right, I'm gonna take it back, right? Because I was like, no, it can't be good. But then I was just like, yeah, it works.
It's what I mean for these
100
big
power.
burst ults.
And you're
That
playing
is
for the
a
late
huge-
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're onto something there.
I mean,
Why are you playing
we'll ask-
ADC?
Wait, what?
Just play mid. You go play mid and Theorycraft,
Oh
mate.
no, see, I'm not a good mid laner. Is the problem.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
See, it doesn't. See, if I'm playing ADC, my inability to hit things doesn't matter because I have so many attacks that you can't see it. When I'm playing mid, especially when cooldown's not the meta, oh, it shows. Although I am again
Could
going
play
to
an
repeat,
ADC, but...
my Rama ADC. I've missed a single shot out of every single game that I've played it on the ult. I am the new Marvels. I'm EU. I'm Marv-EUs.
Do you know what? I don't even know who he is. I'm going to assume he's
He is a Rama main.
pro.
Who,
okay.
No, he used to play like SCC and stuff, and he used to just always be playing Rama. He never really missed an ult shot. And I am Marvels of EU. I am Marv-EUs. That is my new nickname.
Respect. Respect. We see here the Ao Quang coming out and throwing 2 abilities onto the Hachi man there.
Yeah, good timing to
doing,
do
like...
it. Gold Fury's coming up.
Yeah, but
good
he
time
did
to
like
pressure
20 damage to him.
Oh yeah.
Because he's got this awful toxic blade. I
Yeah.
just it's hurting my brain to
Yeah.
see.
I mean, with this build, you've got so much health. Why are you not just going compassion in the jungle and going animosity? I mean, really.
At this point, yeah.
Surely it's
honestly.
going to do more damage than this mannequin's is.
We do see now that Carly's finally picked up her chin size, and she has a 2-level lead on the. This is exactly what I expected to happen, right? The Carly and the Ao Quang, you know, the Ao Quang's got an assist, you know, and a kill. The Carly's only got 1 kill. The difference is this Carly has been able to outfarm. I know they got the objective. Been able to outfarm this Ao Quang. And it's exactly as we expected. It's
and they need to go in now. The Royal just hit the mark. The Kumbo is down as well. They need to be taking the objective fight. They need to be looking at Gold Fury right now. Ao Quang out of position as well. The Capriole coming in.
Oh, Ras
It's blank Super Yomi. He doesn't see the Capriole on him. Good snipes otherwise, but Weiner Brigade now need to be doing Gold Fury. They need to be on it now.
They
have the
power
advantage.
of this They do.
And they're not. And they're what? But all this is going to do is let the Ra heal up and the Baron heal them up. And now Yggdrasil are going to go gold. And they are not the team that should be going gold.
And it's the right kill. Hopefully we don't see Zhonki with a ranked mindset here chasing the Ao Quang out. Yep, he's going to do that.
Exactly what we see.
This is not good.
No, what you should be doing is in right lane pushing that tower down. Kumapasa comes down.
Oh, he gets the kill though.
He does get the kill, but he could have also just got a tower. Mag picking up Don's gaming, but Baron is pulling in Vinny, and he goes to Raul. Raul also hits Scylla in there in the back line. Scylla health is low. Carly's gone in, used speeds, doesn't have ult, walks back into the Ra Searing Pain. No, it's not Searing Pain, it's the whatever one, but that's just been evened out.
You gotta get out of there, please.
Yeah, Tsukiyomi, they've been very aggressive when there's still a Hachiman around the corner. Well, the Hachiman is going to have a lot of gold in hand. He's been sitting on that build for a while. This man's got a good 2k in hand, I think.
Just all over the place. I feel.
I know. Zhonghui didn't even take the tower.
This is strange.
It's like an arena on the Conquest map.
Yeah,
like
I feel like I'm watching a ranked game.
Do you remember when ranked arena was a thing? Because that's what this feels like.
Do you know what? No, I never played ranked arena. I've never liked arena ever.
Right, so it used to be that you'd take away the enemy points by last hitting. So everyone would just pick hyper carries and last hit, and then like farm up their hyper carries. But so you'd still you'd see the occasional engagement, but the amount of kills overall would be low, and no one would really take anything because there was nothing to take. This is what it feels like, except there is stuff to take, and nobody's taking it. And that's the difference that we're seeing right now, is that no one's taking the objectives. Zhonghui there made the wrong call in chasing, got the kill, fair play, everyone else is on the other side of the map to take towers, put pressure on their tower line. Suddenly you have territory where you can be invading, you can be looping in from behind. Now you've lost that ability, you cannot do that as much.
Yeah, I feel like they're hesitant, and they shouldn't be. They really shouldn't be. Even when they've got the upper hand. And the thing is I know the shot caller for this team, I was mentioning earlier, they need to pull this on Yoda's leash. He can't just keep running at people 1v4.
He's not leveled up in the last 3 minutes.
He hasn't. I know he's a good mechanically skilled player, but clearly he's lacking some.
Yeah,
I guess sort of
right
macro
now, like, what's he
knowledge,
doing?
right?
He should
Or
be going and farming left lane with someone.
he's not
Get
doing
that
anything.
XP.
That's the point. Exactly.
He's sitting
Yeah.
there.
And the same really goes for the Jean Key. Like, you have to call him. I know he got the kill, but you have to call him to do something. Give him a purpose. Like, okay, you're going to get the kill. Go push the tower. Don't chase the kill. Come to gold. You know, something.
Yeah.
Give him
he's
something
got the,
to do.
Yeah, he's got the Pyfags right now, and there's been no utilization of it because he's not been in a single team fight. Now this is ballsy. Weiner Brigade pulling this only Fury, but yeah, they just all know they're on it. And Vinny's really low. Kumba's holding him up in the air. Ramos snipes come up. Kepriot has had to go on himself, and now Alquan goes in, gets the execute. That's a free kill. Kali ult has come out as well. Alquan just waits and re-engages. Kali goes down here. Should have held the ult longer if they could, but Kali going down. That's a gold Fury for Protector's Yggdrasil. Same as last game, we're almost just not... calls that they are making are just sort of losing the game for Weiner Brigade.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, is it goes back to the thing we mentioned earlier about bouncing this objective. You didn't have to lose your entire health, but if you're going to just go there and say, okay, hit the gold Fury, we'll see how they respond. That's fine, but don't lose 80% of your health. Just bounce it off of each other. Let's share the damage out a little bit. You probably won't take anything if your mage and ADC are there.
Absolutely.
Be smart, guys. Just be smarter.
Yeah. Now, I'm looking at builds. One, I respect what Lag has done and just picking up the Deathbringer because he could afford it. That's fair enough. I like that. What I don't like is that both mages have built Spear of Desolation.
Oh, this item's crap now.
Yeah, like the passive is not worth the fact that all it's really giving you is power. Get something like an E-Staff, get a Soul Reaver online earlier, get your Obsidian shots, you're at 40% pen.
I think the passive is like useless now. Like you're playing in a game where it's 22 minutes, you're 4 and 6, right? Yeah. Why do you need that passive? You're not fighting. It's just it's wasted. I think I would. Let me see. I would prefer to see some extra percent here.
Honestly, on the Raw, I would have liked to have seen the Spear of the Magus because there's so much magical damage on that team.
I wouldn't
or
mind
honestly,
it.
even on someone else, like right now, even the Kumba. But someone should be picking up that item.
Yeah, it's strange. This is it's been a strange game to say the least. A strange set.
And Lag once again foregoing percentage pen in his build, and it's really limiting how much impact he can have in these fights. Like kin size now, it's good. It's a good item, don't get me wrong, but you should not be valuing it earlier in the game, like this early in the game. It should be like your last item, because all that the new meta really does is mean that Kins is worth it earlier. So if you are not picking it up as your second item, it is not worth buying, because the damage it's outputting is the same. It's just outputting that damage maybe 5 minutes earlier now. So unless you're utilising it early, it's not worth getting. He's got it third, he doesn't have percentage pen. The entirety of Protectors of Yggdrasil at this stage has at least 70 to 80 protections. He's not doing damage to them, relatively. He's getting a much bigger spike out of it.
And they need to get
Vinny
out
of position, had to ult himself. Sukiyomi putting in a lot of damage onto that. Don's Gaming picks up the kill Billy. Alyssa in the backline picks up Loki. There is no one stopping her from just running in right now. The Aegis comes out early, the execute's still there. Alyssa gets the double kill. Is going to go down, Lag picking up the return. The Rahio's still there. Don's probably has the Kumba passive. Kali jumps forward. Doesn't have, in fact, does have the ult and doesn't use it.
So poor.
And now this
all
is,
I've seen so far is Kepri ulting themselves and dying straight after. Why are you picking this god? And the other thing that's really annoying me is that Kepri hasn't once used his 2 through his own teammates, through his own backline, or even his front line, just for damage mitigation. See, we'll realise that's like 30% damage mitigation. Absolutely. Just by passing your 2 through an enemy, through one of your teammates.
Yeah.
And it's really irritating me.
It's these little basic mechanics that I think right now Vinny's picks have been good. His ability to play them has not quite been up to scratch in this set. Now, whether that's whether that's his actual ability, whether that's nerves of the competitive game, I don't know. Sometimes that can make you forget the basics. I mean, look at the first set that we played on Spaced Out. I was dreadful. I lost lane. I died level 1, lost lane to Marsh, and then the second game I was in it. It was like, okay, yeah, I'm fine now, and we did fine. But
Yeah, it happens.
it can definitely be those nerves, but you'd expect those to be gone after the first game.
Yeah, and
we're in the second game now, and it's still showing.
Yeah, and it's these very very basic, you know, micro plays that they compound into what we see now. You know, a 6k gold lead.
Yeah, it's like doing your driving.
Buff.
Yeah, it's like doing your driving test. You can get 1 major, you fail, or you get 3 minors and you fail, because those 3 minors are the equivalent of a major. We're seeing so many minors, we are failing the driving test. That's what's happening.
Last game they failed on a major. This game they're failing just by adding up minors. Now they're not out of the game. They're definitely not out of the game. What they need to do right now is they need to just say to everybody, we are not fighting at all. We defend. I would probably go as far as to say, right, we put up a soft defense only on tier 2s.
I wouldn't even defend them. I'd say we just hit Phoenix.
Exactly, and even that is a risk. Yeah, exactly. So that either or.
But if they do, they're
right
warning where Carly is.
Exactly, they need to just be farming. This is what they need to be doing. There's nothing.
Yeah, they're looking
here.
Yeah, like they're looking there at potentially stealing Gold Fury. No, go to the other side of the map, fire giants down, just go farm right lane, potentially push in the tower.
Yeah, just grab whatever you can.
1 or 2 people comes over. Now Dons is overextended a bit there, you know, losing some health to the tower. Lag got 2 shots on him and did maybe 10% of his health. Would have been a bit more with Silver Branch.
Yeah, Lags. Yeah, so this is what we see here. We see him putting up a soft defense here, and I think the decision to fall back's a good one. Silla, you need to get the hell out of there, mate. Don't. Oh, that's risky. I don't like that. Don't be standing there, mate. You're asking to get blown up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, soft defense on the towers. That's good. Let it go. We'll commit to these Phoenix. This is fine. This is exactly how
they had
play
more
it.
vision, potentially able to contest the buffs there, seeing that the Alquang and the Baron weren't there. They could have taken maybe the 5v3, get one of the carries out, and then potentially swing a fight.
Exactly. Do we have a wards placed stat if we could see it? Yeah. So what we're looking at here...
A lot more from the Weiner Brigade, and it was the same last game as well, but not really utilising these wards as much.
Yeah, maybe they're not placing them in good positions. Maybe they're not sentry warding. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they should have. But right now they should have vision dominance on their defensive part of the map. Right? You don't go for aggressive warding here. No one's laning anymore. Just get defensive wards up. Stick one on, you know, the fire giant if possible. And you really need to sit back, grab whatever farm you can, and try to stall this game out for as long as possible. Because now we're looking at, you know, it's like an 8k gold lead now. So the lead's growing. Fortunately, a good few, you know, their main sources of damage are level 20 now. They're only behind on builds as it stands. So just farm up what you can, and we'll go from there. And hopefully Yggdrasil really take their time and they look for, you know, they be patient and look for a good opportunity to essentially counter attack, right?
I will say credit where it's due. Alyssa has farmed incredibly this game. She's completely full build. As well as Black Tsukiyomi. Those two have farmed really well. They're like full 6 items upgraded starters. That's some really impressive farming. Because those are not cheap. Those are not cheap builds.
No, that's true. And I do have to point out that she did have that 2-level deficit. And she caught up from objective play, really. The Gold Fury, the Fire Giant, that's where she, you know, she's caught up from.
Yeah, she's farmed well around it.
Yeah, I'll still die on that hill that the Alquang is, you know, terrible for farming. She's done well, but I have to give the team props for her ability to build what she's built and get to full builds.
Yeah.
Because of their objective play.
Yeah. And Rama going into the air, poking out the Scylla. I think that's honestly just damage so that...
The Fire Giant, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't really nice shots. Poor attempt at dodging from Scylla, and by poor I mean none.
The old Xbox controller special.
Yeah, almost the best one to do after you've taken that first shot. You're behind the wall. Just stand there for a second and stand still.
And that just goes down. So
yeah.
here's a macro failure that Weiner Brigades made. So the Fire Giant wasn't up for a long time, and what you need to do in that situation is you need to push those right lane minions up, because all the time they're pushing in your face, they've got vision on you on the map. They're not pressuring that right lane. You're only waiting for the Fire Giant to go up.
But
push
now
those
they can
minions
pressure
up
because they've got the wave as well.
Exactly.
You protectors of Yggdrasil though, they should.
Oh, that's huge engagement.
That is a really good engagement. And Silo only hitting the Kumbhakarna there. His passes up. Fredda picks up Loki. Jean-Pierre Kali getting the Ra kill. Kumbhakarna down into the passive. Kumbhakarna's going to fall as well. Vinny getting the kill there. Kali's out as well. Very, very good defense from Weiner Brigade.
There is no time to rest.
Huge. Maybe not. Blimey. Fair play. Like Loki made that was huge. Loki there, huge play.
Really good engage. The important thing, he got that anti-heal on there with the Divine and the Pestilence.
I feel like the only thing that they could have done better in that fight there was if the Kali had have engaged slightly sooner, slightly sooner. Loki went in and did an ungodly amount of damage, but Kali left her engagement really late. I felt like actually, and he was practically dead before she went in, and it just allowed them just to kill Loki and switch targets straight away.
Yeah, they could have gone in further as well had Kepri not taken the kill on Kumba. That was Kali's target,
and that's sad to see.
That is very sad because they could have then engaged further. I was thinking though, that fight never goes that well for Weiner Brigade. If Protectors of Yggdrasil were patient, they were 4 seconds away from getting EFG there if they just waited. 4 seconds from that turning into Enhanced Fire. That Enhanced is such a huge difference.
Well, they don't lose that fight if it's Enhanced.
No, because the Phoenix is just dead.
The Phoenix is dead in like 5 autos. Like they don't lose that fight at all.
That was a big misplay and a big lack of patience there.
Yeah, that's actually it's a really good point because Loki doesn't do anywhere near as much damage if they do have that EF because he's just dying quicker, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean this is what we spoke about, right? They sat back, they're defending, they've looked for the opportunity to counter attack, and they've taken it. And yeah, fantastic. Hopefully they continue on the same trend. They and you know, hopefully we see them bring the game back to an even state.
Yeah.
But yeah, just for next time, get those minions forward whilst you're waiting for that Fire Giant spawn, because on top of not being visible on the map, what it allows you to do is to position closer to the Fire Giant. Obviously they can't see you, which allows your Scylla to get in a position to potentially try and steal it.
Yeah.
It's quite a really quite an important, you know,
the ability to just walk around the side, because very rarely do people check behind the Fire Giant. They always just think, oh, they're going to come from the jungle, let's go look in their jungle. And then suddenly someone off the side just chucks them over the wall and they've taken it.
I'm not convinced you've fully committed to defending this right here.
No, it's so low already, you just let it go.
Yeah, like try and poke and
they should have gone.
Oh, Scylla, huge poke.
It was
huge.
To
fight.
That's the ADC down as well. They need to push in here.
You have to push in.
That's their backline damage gone. At the same time here, they need to chase Alyssa because those are only minions. And actually, really good engagement with Kali here. That's a great play. Alyssa uses speeds. Great.
Where's her team?
Well, it's not even where's her team. Where is she going? She overstepped hugely.
Alyssa overstepped hugely, but I'm wondering where on earth are the Weiner Brigades? Why are they sat behind? Why are they still in their Phoenix? Why are they not all out? If they were out in position and they were coming, you have to be at this point. You have to be running out and grabbing whatever farm you can. I don't care if it's
there's no ADC there. You go.
Exactly. Whether it's the Sharpie, whether it's left, whether it's the towers, you grab whatever the hell you can. And they're just sat behind the wall. Like, if they were there, they kill Baron as well. If they were there in position, Baron came out to try and peel. Then that's a 4 or 5 man collapse on him right there. Now they're two people down. And as we see now, Fire Giant's just about to spawn. And now they're competing for an EFG. They get that EFG, the game's even. The game's essentially even.
Yeah.
They'll take every tower on the map.
But they're not pressing their advantage enough.
They're not.
Alyssa's respawned. And
now
it's a 5v5 again.
Exactly. Now the Yggdrasil at the moment are cats with 9 lives, right? And they've expended 2 of them, and it's only a matter of time before they get their sieges right. Now it looks like they're totally in positional dominance over the EFG. they're going to get this for free. I can almost guarantee it, unless we
their,
get a miraculous steal.
their items up, like it's not going to happen.
Exactly. It's,
So
it's
Lag finally
unfortunate.
has that percentage pen done, so he may be able to have some input in these fights. But I'm not really seeing him getting onto even the tanks. I'm just not seeing him having much.
Oh,
input
Big Joe in
fights.
position looking for the steal. Oh,
Yeah,
Alyssa's
they're
spotted
not
him
even
out.
seeing. That's some really
Oh,
nice
that's huge
over Locky,
damage.
though. That is Alyssa going to fall? No, the
That's a
Scylla
poor
being
decision.
expended as well. Should have
They
just
need to
taken
push
the
this
poke
fight.
out. They
Please
do need
push
to
this fight.
Look at, they're all in the corridor. You go in now. You have Hachiman. Oh,
Here
you have
comes the
Scylla
format.
abilities.
Oh.
Look at the Scylla abilities. They're chumps.
Please.
And you're letting them heal. Go in.
Please, go in, Lockie, god damn it, go in!
Somebody engage. He has
Please,
Blinker.
anybody.
How is the Scylla dash being the engage? Finally,
Here
he
we
goes
go,
in. He's on the
let's
Ra.
go.
Kubo
Good job,
comes out. They
lad.
pick up Tsukiyomi on the side. Blank goes down. His target, Kali's target on Fredis doesn't go down. Capriol going down early. Alyssa,
Oh, that's a
come
miss,
on.
mate, Alyssa, you can't. Now she dies for it.
She's
That
dead.
is the end of the century.
That is the end of the century. The Kali target's
game
still
is
up there
now
on 1
even.
HP. Kali gets the target, full heals, now can go for Don's Gaming.
Let's
Don's
go.
Gaming has passive. Kali's going to go in. Double kill for Yoda. Oh
Leap.
my days.
Now,
Big Joe has carried that fight with his damage. I know he's got no kills, but
I
his
just wanted
choice
to
of
say
engaging.
the same thing. The same thing. Big
Yeah.
Joe is frontlining, backlining, pumping numbers,
And
that is absolutely huge.
And Protectors of Yggdrasil walked as 4 on top of one another down a corridor into a Scylla.
Did they just end
Yeah, they
it? Like,
asked
level
for
20?
it. They asked for it.
No, they won't. Let's see him grab this EFG.
They
I
can't. They're way
reckon,
too low. They are so low. They cannot take EFG now. They just
Yeah.
die.
Maybe if Lag healed off of the wave, the camps,
I don't think they can. The tank is too low. The tank's gonna die early.
possibly, yeah.
But-
Zonky's healthy though. I feel like they could have got it. Like Scylla could be casting from behind the wall, right over the top. You know, Lagosaurus
I feel
is
if they
gonna
just
out...
hadn't gone for the Phoenix, it would have been the better call. Like everyone would have had EFG if they just got it, and then they can
They've still
siege
got
anyway.
time.
They do
They've
still have
got
time.
I want to see that play. 26,500 damage from Scylla. That's a mid laner. That's a Scylla from behind, under leveled, under item. 27,000 damage. And that
He
in
did.
for a moment.
I think about 6K of that was in that last fight alone. Genuinely do.
Fire Giant, suck 'em in. Come
But
on.
they've started, their target selection started to improve as well. What we saw there, Lockie's engage was good. He went onto Dons and Ra. That means Dons is focused on getting the Jonqui away. Meanwhile, on the side, Tsukiyomi's falling. Now, he is their win condition at the moment. He's doing most of their damage. He is their late game hunter. Everyone else on that team is there to support that hunter at this stage. By not doing that, you've foregone your win condition. You cannot do that at this stage. Again, Lockie played that well to cause that disruption. That was a good solo lane play, but Don's positioning now needs to be near his carry over everybody else.
I don't know about you, and I'm just seeing this for the past 15 minutes. The way that Weiner Brigade are positioning, we're going to see. It's only, excuse me, it's only a matter of time before we see a 4-man Ra snipe here. Look at the way they're positioning.
They're in a line.
Every time I see them, every time I see them.
No,
Carly, no, don't do it.
Fredos, though, he's been left alone.
There's no way you can't do that.
How is
Disengage
nobody
from the
punished
fire.
it? They've disengaged from
Poor
fire.
Scylla
Kumba
roll.
gets the ult up. It is.
Oh, it's a
And
poor
actually,
Scylla
that
roll.
might throw away all the roll. Was poor.
Oh,
Weiner
they
Brigade
got
get
it.
it still. The roll
think
was
they-
really poor. Blank Tsukiyomi with the ult actually gets a lot of damage in the backline. Yoda's on his own. They've got a collapse on him. Thank you. Someone.
Oh, look at the damage. Oh, Alyssa's
Yeah,
down
Alyssa's
for the,
just split.
end.
She split push the
Blimey.
entire time.
Yeah,
This time we have to
strange.
turn the other way. Tsukiyomi.
Oh,
doing
she's
6K
dead. Oh
damage
my
to that
god, the
Doshi.
damage.
Tsukiyomi doing huge damage to Lagosaurus. And getting Vinny as well, but on the side, Lockie blinking into Ra, but he's gone into Ra! Ra's irrelevant!
Thrown the game.
Joe's gonna go down here, and then Lost Lockie can pull out defense on his own.
He should be able to defend
He
this,
should be
yeah.
able to get, yeah, he picks up
There's no
Alyssa.
way. Go on the Rama, you kill him. Let's go. Or maybe you don't kill
There's
him.
only,
maybe,
there's
but-
only 2 left. There's only 2 left. I don't think he
healer.
kills the Ra. The Ra heals him
won't
at this
kill him.
stage.
This is Weiner Brigades.
The thing
There's
for Weiner
moments
Brigade
of
now,
brilliance.
yeah, they've got the potential, but their thing is at least Yggdrasil didn't get FG.
Yeah, and they got the gold from it, and that's about it. I mean, this game's basically even now.
Yeah, that whole time,
Yeah.
Scylla used all her abilities on fire, and none of them were used to fight.
It's they're self-destructive. This Weiner Brigade's team. Their decision making.
Yeah,
It has to be a shot calling error, or it has to be people are not listening to the
absolutely.
calls. Right?
And
It's one or the
speaking of-
other.
Yeah, decision-making errors. This relic dagger is too late in the game for it to have an impact. Like, if it was earlier, then you can have it for every fight and you can push advantages. For now, you're literally just using it to match it. The Kepri here, I just don't think that's really the play. I think I'd rather just have a Witchblade.
Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of it either. I think the Witchblade's valuable. I can
Or even
see,
a Winged Blade would have been good. Again, but that's something you want earlier, though. It's
I can
just-
see some value in it.
Yeah.
If your line of thinking is, this is, I mean, it's a 41-minute game at this point. It's dead even. It's back and forth. And you're thinking to yourself, we're now fighting so much. These relics are going to be the difference between potentially winning a fight and losing a fight.
But the thing is, if they're losing the fight, the respawn timers are so long, they're going to be up regardless of that relic dagger, I think, almost.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Primal Fury going to go down here. That's just going to be important for next EFG more than anything. Yggdrasil already have like a 15k lead on the gold. At a stage now where it's not really relevant, and like except for those 3k pots, every bit of money needs to be going towards here.
I mean, Rama's just jumped up the damage.
He's had
chance.
two fights where he's been able to just chuck over 6k damage. Because they decided not to focus him in the last two fights, whereas in the fights before they did. Those were the fights, by the way, that Weiner Brigade won. The ones where they focused the ADC. They need to do that more. Because this is what I said earlier. Yggdrasil, Banksy Kiyomi here on the Rama, he is their only win condition. There's no one else who is going to really hyper carry or push in hugely this game. He is the one to do it, and no one else has done it. Also, Alyssa. She had Spear of the Magus. She had
No, sure,
Spear of the Magus, and now she's got Deso.
Yeah, big
Why
disagree
have
there.
you done that? You silly little goof. That's just like lost a lot of their team fight potential. Not obviously enough to end the game, but if you're gonna do that, Scylla gets a really good poke over the wall here on Tsukiyomi here, who was not respecting it at all.
They engage here. They surely they know
his
Rama's
position-
poked.
Yeah, his positioning here has not been good, and they've just not punished it.
They're not punishing really anything.
No, they're not. They're too scared.
I mean, Stiller is the Weiner Brigade's front line at this point.
Yeah.
This is wrong. This
Scylla's
is
the
an
Weiner
opportunity
Brigade's
for a
everything.
huge ult.
Yeah,
And
I mean, Alyssa's split pushing again. She's just gonna go get a Phoenix.
I don't
Again.
like the fact. Oh, she might die for it. They should get an EFG off of this.
They're going for it.
Yeah,
They do
let's
pick up.
go.
Magosaurus is ulted aggressively though, which is very dodgy. And honestly, Yggdrasil could potentially re-engage here. The ult coming up onto the Jonqui. Jonqui's in the air. Double beads coming out from both the carries on the side of Weiner Brigade. Yoda's gone out in the backline. Big Joe picks up Threadus. They don't have the Kepri ult. Yoda needs to reset, but Fire Giant's coming up.
Weiner Brigade are their sieging is terrible. They've essentially sorry, the Yggdrasil. My bad. The Yggdrasil, their sieging is so poor. So poor. They've essentially thrown this game with a huge lead from the moment they started sieging. It's poor, and what it is, it's Scylla's just free casting, just poking everyone down. That's all it is. There's nothing more to it than that.
In reality,
Scylla
that's
damage.
what Ra should be doing. Because Ra can poke and then just heal up the team. Any poke that they take needs to be just healed up. That should be Tracker's job right now. Throw off your one. But honestly, just throw out an ult. Get that damage off. Take a player out of it, and then you just heal up your team and you go in. Right now, Protectors get the ult. Kumba gets the ult with the... What the hell was that roll? This man's firing at the walls. Them walls are dangerous, but... Blanksukiyomi picks up the kill onto Yoda. And now Blanksukiyomi dashing in on Loki. Loki cannot defend this, although he's missed every single auto, so it doesn't matter. And actually, Magosaurus is casting it on the side. Loki's going back in, but he's just going to get melted. This doesn't work for him. And Weiner Brigade once again looking for it, although big! Oh, potential combo from the Scylla. Scylla goes down, that's it. There is no more defense unless Tsukiyomi's so far out of position and he gets killed by lag. But with 2 players left and the Alquan ult still available, EFG on the side of 3 members of Protectors of Yggdrasil. I think that should be our set.
Yeah, this was a fantastic game. It's unfortunate that these Weiner Brigade they fought so hard to get back into this game, and then they just threw it away. They fought
Honestly,
so backs against the wall.
Yeah. They showed a good amount of character to stay in that set. A real good amount of character. That game 2 was a bit all over the place. Now, Scylla was very, very good for Weiner Brigade, kept them in it 100%. I would really like to shout out, really would like to shout out Threadus. He got so many relics out in that game on the Baron. He did so much work that was just so unnoticed. That man was fantastic. And I actually think on the side of protectors in game 2, Tsukiyomi did all of that damage. Don't get me wrong, he was able to do so because Threadus was constantly stealing those relics, and I think he takes my MVP for Protectors of Yggdrasil for game 2, although Big Joe is my overall MVP for game 2 100%.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, this is an easy game if you're playing Rama, right? If you're the ADC in this game and you just got a Zhongki running in at you, and then you kill him, and then Akali comes in and you kill her.
Yeah.
And then Fredus pulls 3 people in. It's like this is every ADC's wet dream. Big Joe, on the other hand, playing Scylla, is on a losing team that are kind of in a lot of the time. Back against the wall, like 10k down, just pumping numbers, like hitting every ability. He was the only reason that this game went for as long as it did.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Lag for doing as much damage as he did, but a lot of it problem was seemed almost after the fight had gone. He never seemed to get
100%.
into the fights as much. So for all he's done, the 36,000, how much of it was relevant? Not much.
Yeah, at least
not much at all.
The positive from it is that he was like following up on damage that was thrown out.
Also,
the biggest issue I had with this whole game overall is that his individual performances from Yoda and Lockie.
I have a new biggest issue with this whole game.
Go on. Oh, the one wards, yeah.
Yep, there it is. He's noticed it. The one ward from Melissa.
It's your boy Blank Tsukiyomi.
Go away. Here. Nobody asked for you to be here. Go away.
Well, I'm here now.
Okay.
It's criminal.
I played so badly. Did you guys see that fucking level? I died at level 5. And I was just like,
I don't know.
With an item, you died. And even at the end there, you missed a lot of autos.
Oh yeah, I don't ever want to play a fucking ADC again. I'm a mid lane winner.
Oh please, Morton, can you throw the next game so we can play it so I can 1v1 him in the final?
I'm ADC. I might not even be ADC. Taka, I don't like Taka, honestly. The man was crying about getting Anubis. Why does the man want to play Anubis?
I mean, if this man watches the stream back, he's going to hear you saying that.
I don't fucking care. Oh, God. My brain. The man wanted Anubis, and I'm just sat there like...
Yeah, let him have it, mate. Let him have it if he wants it.
It's so shit in the meta.
I mean, I don't like the raw pick.
Neither did we.
No, neither did we. We didn't like that audio Kwong.
I literally sat here was like, do you want Foff? Do you want Morgan? Do you want Merlin? No, what's raw?
Right, yeah, which was not a good choice for your team.
I don't like
honestly.
The
got that game was what 50 minutes. That's only 16k healing from Ra. Whereas the other day we saw a Yamoja with 11k healing in like 35.
Honestly, if we even stand a chance against Kins, we have to step up the game.
You don't, unfortunately.
You don't. It's true.
To put it bluntly, you don't stand a chance at the moment.
Tell you what, you might be able to get third place.
Game 1, you can have. We throw that a lot.
Yeah, you always throw that game.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I tried my best. I don't play ADC, and they put me in ADC. It is what it is.
Don't play ADC.
You have ADC listed as one of your preferred roles, mate.
I mean, mid is my preferred role. I don't know what did I have ADC listed as a preferred role? Is that a thing I
Yeah,
have?
it's actually your number one preferred
That
role.
should not be.
Yeah, I was looking on
True.
your
Where
sheet.
is
That's
this?
why I asked. That's why I was inquiring about you because
Yeah,
you
Morton
ADC.
wanted to know your danger picks ready for next set.
That's
Yeah.
no, but you really shouldn't be scared after that performance. My Hu Yi was questionable.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you didn't take the neutrals as Hu Yi like as much as we kind of thought you would. Like the little left one, you could just one shot it.
Huh?
Gordon's doing some fighting talk in the chat, and I find it
I
funny.
was trying to take the fucking XPs, but it's just like I had a really fucking bad game. Also, that
It's
game one, I
alright.
was on 30 FPS. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I was on 30 FPS.
That's playable.
It was not playable.
Dude, I was
in
playing with
any way, shape, or form.
140 ping earlier, and I won.
Fucking hell. I mean, we
Should
still
we
won.
should we try and get the new captain for the Weiner Brigades in here and see what he has to say about the game? Yeah, let me get hold of him.
Aye, Ginger, what do you think? My absolute throw-in, honestly, I threw so hard. I don't want to play ADC.
Yeah, you let yourself just get poked by a Scylla twice and didn't
I
learn from
know.
it either time.
I just didn't care. She wasn't doing enough damage for me to actually care.
Did half of your health. That's
And
kind
then
of
I
enough.
went to and then I went to speed and click left click, and I was full HP again.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You were like 3/4.
I was full.
You weren't. From the
I
fight that
was.
I'm on about, you weren't.
Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. We won. It took way too long.
Swearing.
Fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to die. Those games took way too long, much longer than they needed to.
So, do you want to transfer to Spaced Out again?
I'd love to, but I mean,
Oh,
I'm
shame.
not allowed. This is not my.
I think Fat Joe is going to be sat in casuals waiting to be dragged in.
Oh, he's not there now.
Was Fat Joe in the game? Is he?
He was Big Joe. He was the Scylla.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I farmed alright. I think my second game was slightly less farm. I don't know.
Your second game was better than your first game.
I know, but my second game, I just don't feel. I didn't hit 20 at 20, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
In the first game, it was because you didn't rotate as much. The second game, you were there at Fire Giants and mid lane team fights and things earlier, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, that first game, I had a rotation as Hu Yi at like minute 5. I was like, "What the fuck am I doing out of fucking ADC?"
Yeah, and actually wasn't dying that time.
I got a kill.
That's
great.
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
Time to get confused between the player and the caster. Let's go. Chat, let's play a game of, is it Morton or Morton?
Is it Morton or Morton?
Mr.
Mercury Morton or Fat Morton?
Good evening. Good evening.
How you doing, Jack? You alright?
Oh, it looks like Emery's here.
Yeah, GG, it was good going.
It was.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, good.
Give us your thoughts, mate. How do you think it went?
600
compared, to be honest with you, compared to the last 3 games, I think we played good. First set, I think we played good. Just that fight around the Fire Giant, I kept calling the team. I was like, look, pull it. We'll pull the Fire Giant. As soon as they show up, we'll drop it. We'll fight them. But I don't know what happened. Miscommunication. They just steamed in, and then they died. Pele come behind us. No, not like that. Not like
you
that.
lost it to a Cumber roll, and I'm just like, my man Cumber.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
My man Cumber.
In game, yeah.
I said to the boys, I need to stay back here because if that our Quang comes, he's ending this game quick time.
Problem was you had to be your front line in that game.
Yeah, we noticed you was literally the front line that game. I don't know what happened there, but for some reason, like what we noticed is right, both games was yours to win because you brought the game back and you was looking the better team and you just made 2 awful plays that resulted in them just running it down. Really, like
I know.
And that was upsetting to see, honestly. But you need to scrim.
That first game FG was so sad for you guys. I showed up, pressed alt, and it was just like, you're all dead.
Don't, honestly.
That's unfortunate.
Like I said to the boys, compared to last 2-3 weeks, we look so much better. And
yeah, you do.
I've literally reshaped the team, and that was our first game together. So
you've improved a lot on how the team started off this year as well, and had people like Matt and Marsh playing.
Well, we've still got another player to come in who's swapping out for Vinny. Brex, good support. So
yeah, like Vinny. It seemed like the occasion got to him a bit today.
I'm excited to see Weiner Brigade in the next phase. Be formed.
I say, boys, once we start scrimming together, practicing, getting to know each other, it's onwards and upwards. Watch this space.
Guys got together literally about 20 minutes before the game.
I know. 20 minutes before the game, I made three drafts.
Oh, my head hurts after that game, honestly.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a fun time.
No. The calls were questionable. The people were.
I tell you what, though, that was actually quite an enjoyable one to cast.
It was really enjoyable.
Looks exciting.
Definitely. Yeah, you put on a fucking good show, mate. Both teams. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
It was fun. I just looked at my phone. It's like 10:15. I'm like, blimey, where'd the time go?
I'm so glad I don't have work this week.
I'm glad you boys didn't let me get the Baby Yaga again.
Oh, I just fucking ban. I mean, I was on bans, and I mean, ugh.
It don't matter. Your Scylla was better.
I'm gonna end it here real quick. Thank
Okay.
you all for joining the stream.
Can I get my points for saying Protectors of Yggdrasil would win?
I did. You got 600.
Oh, thank you. I won 600 from 100. Pog.
So, semi-finals: King Kai's versus Protectors of Yggdrasil next, and then on the other side
Spaced out King Kai's in the final.
Spaced out versus Gracious Babylonians.
If I have anything to say about it, I'll 1v5 Morton. It's fine.
Oh, please do, because then I get to body you.
You ain't played against a fucking good jungler yet, mate. That's your problem.
Yeah, but you won't be playing against a good ADC. And I will fire that shot.
Is the stream end? Is this over?
It is about to now. See you.
Okay.